What is up, guys? Welcome back to Guardians of the Galaxy episode, not Galaxy, Guardians of the Galaverse episode 11. We have two guests with us today. We've got the usual Shadow and Khaos, me, and we also have 8-Bit and Dubstep. So let's get intro from both. 8-Bit's already been on the podcast before, but let's give him a quick intro.
What's going on, guys? Some of you know me in the community. You see me around. I'm also a gala music artist, but I'm basically just a Web3 gaming content creator known as 8-Bit. Nice being on the show today.
Moving on to Dubstep, if you introduce yourself.
What's up, everyone? I'm DubstepRod. You probably know me as the Talent Star guy or Common Ground World guy because that's mostly the content I cover. But yeah, sometimes I cover other games as well. Nice being here on the show. First time here.
Chuck, this is not a recording.
First time on the show. I'm nervous, like I never done this before. Just introduce myself for those who don't know me.
I guess might as well give Shadow an intro. You muted, Shadow.
Just saying, Shadowknyte, long time listener, big time fan. So buzzing to be on the show with you guys.
Tofu says
Welcome.
Nice mustache, Dubstep, and then Chuck's asking for 8-Bit to sing to prove this isn't a recording. Alright, cool. So you know how this goes. We'll start off with ahead of the game. We'll go through that, the summary that I normally do every week over on X or Twitter to make sure you don't waste 30 minutes or an hour of your time. I do that for you. So we'll start off with that, and then we'll cover other news that happened in the Gala ecosystem, Gala film, Gala music as well. And then we'll finish off with what everybody's waiting for and what everybody wants to discuss. It is the Miranda situation that unfolded a couple of days ago. So let's switch over to the just chatting scene. And we go over to here. And as always, you can find all the information over on my X, mainly regarding the Ahead of the Game weekly updates. So this one was Ahead of the Game episode 46. From Galagames, and it was hosted just by Anita. Bitbender wasn't there. He confirmed he won't be there in Discord in the Miranda's discussion prior to the episode, saying that he's, busy. He's probably busy dealing with all the Miranda's backlash. But the first thing in Ahead of the Game that they covered was the galachain Q1 recap is out to read on news.gala.com, so head over to there. And it is available in the Galagames recap. A new galachain collection has been created to hold all the Gala film NFTs. This is when they transition the old NFTs into, I believe they're called moments now, and you will now be able to transfer or move the old ones over to the new ones. And I believe if you collect the moments, you unlock special content when the Gala Films platform goes live in 2 days. I think the 14th of April. It's soft launched today or yesterday, depending on your time zone. And you can currently watch the first 2 episodes, I believe, of Razor. So if you go over to films.gala.com, head over to the film, click Razor, and then you have the ability to watch episode 1 free right now. There's also this where you can see the making of Razor, and quite a lot of things that will be coming in the next couple of days. Have any of you guys watched the Razor episode 1 or 2 or the trailers?
No, I haven't got a chance, and I'm curious, real curious to know someone's opinion. If someone in the chat has watched it, comment, let us know if it was good, if you enjoyed it or not, because I'm real curious. I might watch it tonight when I get some time.
Just the trailer, but I haven't watched the shows.
They're real short, aren't they? The episodes.
I believe it's 15 minutes based on the Ahead of the Game, where Hutch said it's like 15 to 20 minutes. Yeah.
You know what I've been watching though? Have you guys checked out the Fallout series on Amazon?
No, I've got it favorited, ready to go.
Nope,
I
that's
started
on my
watching
list.
The Boys really late, so I'm like knee deep in The Boys at the moment. That sounds a bit dodgy. That sentence.
Sigurd says he's watching Fallout 2.
Good, man. The first 2 episodes were pretty dope. I definitely think you guys should check it out. But I'm gonna check out Razor tonight, probably. Yeah,
I'll probably get a Razor watch party going. If like people haven't watched it, stay tuned for that. We can all watch it at the same time, do the reactions, the good stuff. Sigurd is also watching Fallout, and Chuck says the trailer has over 1 million views. So it's getting traction. Like Gala Films and Gala Music have been popping off. It's giving Gala Games vibes 2021. That's what a lot of people are saying. So hopefully they pop off this year.
got all them bots watching
What?
it.
1 million real views. 1 million real views in the.
You're already starting, yeah.
How do we know
It's already-
this?
Oh my god, it's already begun. It's already begun. All right, cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, pay attention to Razor and Gala Films. Next up, the mystery boxes that were sent out yesterday for the giveaway for last week's Ahead of the Game, which was the Gala Music mystery boxes. They have been giving out, so check your notifications or your inventory, and you should have got them. And then the knowledge base has been updated with new articles, mainly about the port forwarding update that you had to do if you run your nodes from home. If you run them from a VPS, generally all the ports are open. This is for the update for Go Gala Film. So you need to make sure your Go Gala Film, your Gala node, Go Gala Film node, is updated to version 3.5.9 to make sure you continue getting the daily popcorn distribution. And if you are running it from a home setup, then make sure you open up the 3 ports it specifies in the article to get access to the beta as well. So that covers the majority of the ecosystem updates. Now we move on to the Gala game side, and we have the Common Ground World person on himself. So Common Ground World Town Hall was tomorrow, which is today at 8 a.m. Pacific. Next week's competition will be from the 16th to the 19th, and the meta will be red lamps. The NFT sale will feature the Epic Sandcastle with a supply of 800 and costing 300. The Common Ground World NFTs will have a 24-hour cooldown when transferring them to combat cheating, and mayhem is still happening. So I believe the Salmon Panini competition started today. I was watching DubstepRod do that. But what are your thoughts on this announcement, Dubstep?
So the competition ended today, by the way. It started on Tuesday, it ended today.
Oops.
So I mean, the town hall, they mostly talk about the same stuff, reiterating that Q1 goal will be to get the guilds out in the game, but that's already been delayed. And Q2, they want the daily challenges out. So most of the time they reiterate the same information. They did give us a little bit more information about Mayhem. That is, for Common Ground World, Mayhem, there's going to be top 2,000 will get rewards for those competitions, but they didn't really go into details on what the rewards are going to be. So we're still left wondering until probably the end of the month.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it'll be like the other rewards, which is like a blueprint or something. And if you participate in the competition, they'll get the rarer blueprint. And if you do just like the campaign mode or the other mode of Common Ground World, you get like the uncommon or common one. But it will be nice to see what is happening on Mayhem. Thoughts on the new NFT? Is it worth it for next week's competition?
No, I would say there's not enough utility in that NFT for it to be worth it.
What about this week's competition? Because I heard that got sold out in like 5 minutes.
For this week, there was a NFT called the Bright Wind. Basically, it's a windmill that doesn't cache shade. It's not negatively impacted by shade. It's a really popular one. They were going for $900 each. There was 100 in supply, and they sold out in 3 minutes. So that's 90K in 3 minutes sold out real quick. That's
Holy
a really good
smokes.
one. Yeah, that's a high utility NFT for the game.
It's good actually having someone on that plays Common Ground World, because we
Legit.
just literally breeze over it for the last 10 episodes. And it's really interesting to hear something valued that high selling out in literal minutes.
Right.
Because yeah, none of us play, like none of us, me, Shadow, or Khaos play Common Ground World. We stick to the other games. And I'm pretty sure 8-Bit doesn't play. So it's nice to have Dubstep, who plays Eternal Paradox and Common Ground World, because none of us play those games. So he covers everything that we don't. I mean, it's such a nice...
We all have a different taste.
We literally shout you out every time we cover it.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, we me and Khaos didn't even realise what the rewards were, and when we found out, we was like, shit, they're actually real high. We've been playing the wrong game.
I need to learn how to play that game. I was like, shit. I need to stop playing these other games.
Yeah, I explained.
What's the player base like there? You got a lot of players playing it?
If I had to guess, I would say there's maybe like 1,500 people playing. Wow. We don't know if maybe some of them are multi-counting, right, which is against the rules, but that's my guess.
Is that daily or monthly, would you say?
I would say weekly, just because that's how the competitions go. So
Okay,
I
cool.
would say about 1,500
Yeah.
weekly.
So with this change for the Common Ground 1 NFTs to transfer with a 24-hour cooldown, you think that's good? Because you mentioned multi-accounting. So I guess it must be an issue where to the point they have to address it.
Yeah, that's something they talked about as well, which is, I think it's a good thing because it seems like there's people that are abusing the system right now, where during the competition, they'll use the NFTs, they'll go offline because that's a feature. You go offline, and then whenever you come back on, your game fast forwards and catches up. But it seems like what some people are doing is they're going offline, then they're trading these NFTs to their friend or their other account, who knows, and they're playing the competition with those NFTs, which is an unfair advantage. And then they'll go offline, they'll trade the NFTs back to the other account, and they'll go online and basically catch up that way. It's basically cheating, so they're trying to prevent that from happening.
CA did the same, but they give you a 15-day cooldown.
Yeah, so in Champions Arena, it's locked 15 days because the arena duration season is 2 weeks, which is 14 days. So they've basically made it, if you unlock, you can't use it for that season. I think maybe Common Ground World later on will do the same thing, where the competitions are roughly 3 days, if I remember correctly. So they might do 3 or 4 days as a lock. So if you plan to play it using that competition, then you have to make sure you lock it in your wallet to be able to use it. And I am for this change because you shouldn't be abusing the system like that. It's not fair to the other people that are participating, trying to rank high as well. So I am happy for the Common Ground World change, and I'm also happy for the CA change they did a couple months back. Chuck says, appreciate you sending me NFTs, Rod. We're winning. All right, moving on. Well, we're going to keep it short for now, but we'll catch up on this section right at the end. Miranda's the Game. There is a new studio in San Diego, Chile, led by Pablo Mera. Need more information? We will go over this during the last half of the podcast because this is the big topic. We'll save it for that. And Pablo Mera, for those that don't know, is Musashi in Discord. I found that out a couple of days ago, and a lot of people have been starting to dig into this Chile team and all the people working in it with the recent Miranda's news. Next up, we have Voyager Ascension will officially be launching on the 23rd of April. And I can't remember if Bitbender retweeted it, but apparently Voyager Ascension is Charles Hodgkinson's studio that he owns. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I saw that the other day. I was like, where did that come from? Because there
I
was
didn't
no
know that,
talk
so-
of that at all.
It looks
That
right
came out
here.
of nowhere.
Yeah, he said our first game is coming out, and it's Voyager Ascension, which is play for free on Gala Games. And then you have here, Bitbender has retweeted this. So the information I did by digging into this was Charles Hodgkinson owns the RFLX studio, which is the creator of Voyager, and then Voyager has picked Galachain to launch as its chain of choice, which is kind of confusing because wouldn't you pick Cardano as the chain for the game? Based on if he's the person who owns part of the company, it just makes sense, right? So yeah, exactly. Here's what Classy says. What's the decision behind not launching on Cardano ADA, which a lot of people are thinking?
Explain who Charles Hoskinson is.
I'll leave that to you, Shadow.
Go on, far away.
No. I don't have that much information. We could just find here.
Oh, I think the way you was talking about it, I thought you was just about to lay down.
Oh, no,
the
I know
I was kind of giving you a lead on question. And you put me right
I know
on the
he's
spot
the
and fucked me
founder
right up.
of the Cardano Foundation, and
founder and creator of Cardano.
there you go. 8-bit helping us out.
Thanks for coming
Yeah,
on.
because I'm
mate.
gonna say, does anybody build on Cardano? Like, does any game developers or anything, do they even use that chain for gaming? Like, I
Yeah.
thought it was just like smart
Yeah,
contracts.
there's apparently some games coming on Cardano. Isn't what is it? Is it Cornucopia or something like that? Isn't that dropping on Cardano? One of those games. I know they're building some games on the chain, which this is why it was confusing. But I guess that's good news, right? That even Cardano dudes are coming over to Galachain to build versus their own chain.
Yeah,
I
so
thought that was an old female tennis player.
no, it's this guy right here. So if you recognize this image, he is Charles Hoskinson. He's the person behind ADA, and he has pretty much like a cult-like following, like ETH and Vitalik. So it was a surprise change to see this information. shouldn't the competition end when we have to log in? Could resolve the cheater accounts. They won't have the NFTs at the end of the game. That question is for you, Dub, by Tofu.
Well, I mean, that would be a good suggestion, but I have no idea how they would implement that.
There you go. When blend common ground world nodes together, I have no idea, CryptoView. They've delayed it and just put it out recently, so we'll have to wait and see for that.
Yeah, they did mention that that's something they want to do, like merge the common ground world nodes together, and it will level them up. They don't really know what the utility is going to be, but yeah, that's all we know, that eventually it's going to happen.
Really surprised with, obviously everything going on in this space at the moment, how him putting that game out didn't get a bit more traction. Like, it's just come in.
Marketing is slacking heavy, bro, because that's big ass news. Like, why isn't that on global announcements? Why wasn't there a bunch, especially for the creators, right? Like, there's creator Discord has been ghost town. That would have been nice to know prior.
That's true.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, they had the 50 key giveaways to get access to the game, right? Early access to the game. I don't know if the giveaway has finished, but I don't know anybody who's messaged me or said that they've won a key. Even if you gave like 5-10 keys to creators so they can actually get this up and running and pretty much like promote your game, that would have also been nice. But yeah, this is the trailer playing in the background, Voyager Ascension, RFLXT Studio, powered by Galachain. So if you're interested, I don't know if the giveaway is still active. We have a huge announcement tomorrow, but in the meantime, there you go. The Glem app gives you 50 lucky winners for the season pass token giveaway. Oh, so it wasn't access, it was a season pass giveaway. So I guess we'll get that when that game actually launches. But yeah, it'd be nice to get more information.
Wait, NFT Chuck says really only big time is on Cardano. Cardano's on, or big time is on Cardano.
He's trolling you, bro. There's no way big time is on Cardano.
Yeah, what the fuck are you talking about, bro?
What was it?
I just sent you a link here on DAP Radar, top Cardano games. There's a bunch that I've never heard of here.
Is that in my chat? Let me get that up. All right, cool.
Yeah.
But like we just said a moment ago, the fact that they've chose to launch it through galachain does actually say quite a lot for the chain, though.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. Like that's a pro that it's not launching on their own platform. It's launching on ours or on our chain. So,
yo, Chuck, big time. It's an ad.
Would have been bigger news.
It's an ad for big time. It's not on Cardano. If it was on Cardano, like holy shit.
Oh yeah, I see that. Yeah, it's an ad. Okay.
Oh my god. So we got like five-ish games by DAP Radar that are currently active. Most of them
cheat bang bang
have one unique active wallet, which I guess is the gaming wallet. The other one have two. I don't study Cardano's gaming ecosystem, so we'll go off DAP Radar's information.
Oh, there is no gaming ecosystem on Cardano, basically.
You need to start doing a weekly roundup of this, do you?
Maybe, but then I have no time. I'll just be covering everything. Oh, weekly games on Cardano, weekly games. I'll stick to Gala for now until...
The names that it's killing me that they've come up with for these games.
Mokasi Planet, Chibi Dango Heroes, Crypto Placet, MDCC, Conquest? Conquest has nothing on it.
Anna Kournikova.
Oh, yep. All right, cool. Let's look at Satchel and go back to ahead of the game. Oh, yes, as 8-Bit says, if you're enjoying the content so smash that like button. So next up we have Last Expedition. So the same as last week, they are releasing videos with the new weapons and creatures in game. I think this week it was the Tempest, which is a rocket launcher in Last Expedition. Also, I believe Last Expedition right now is doing their play with devs. So if you're interested, you can play with the devs for the next like half an hour ish while they play with the community. They do that every Friday from 10 to 11, I believe. Well, it might vary depending on your time zone, but I think for the UK it is 10 to 11. And as you can see here, they've been basically updating their shorts arsenal with all of the character abilities, their short form content showing each weapon and what they do. They also released this. like, are you mission ready? Which is my understanding that maybe crafting and like missions and some sort of like quest system might be coming to Last Expedition. So maybe in the next couple of weeks or even the next couple of months, we'll start seeing like the proper play to earn side of Last Expedition, where you can actually use the resources you're currently farming and getting from playing the game to crafts, which is basically like the legendary born news that we were going on to next, which is card crafting is now live in the game. You can now dismantle cards that you already own to craft a card that you desperately want. Be on the lookout for something special on the Gala game store as well. So I'm guessing they might be doing a sale soon. Either it's going to be NFT champions or some type of bonus resources to use for card crafting, like extra ink or extra materials for that. So we'll move over to this, which is the news.gala.com. And this is for you, Shadow and Khaos. What do you guys think of this system? Because you're the LR people. Well, 8-bit as well, actually. You've ranked 1. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a real one.
Bro, I'm one of the top players. Come on, man. Don't disrespect me like that.
Who are you three? Off you go.
I was going to give you your flowers, man. Don't worry. I love the crafting system. I think it's brilliant. I think it actually gives you access to all of the cards relatively easy. I think it does kill what they're hoping to turn the cards into NFTs. Won't steal what Khaos's idea is to keep some value in the NFT cards. I'll let him go in his segment, but no, I think it's great. It's a great way of getting cards that you didn't manage to pull. Like, I wanted the revive card with the healer so bad. It was like the one card I just didn't have, and I could just get it because I had like 8 of the revive and the shield one. So yeah, I think it's a brilliant idea.
I like the crafting system, like Shadow was saying, gives people opportunity to get cards. Obviously, you have to dismantle 4 rares to get 1 rare. So it's like, if you don't have a lot of rares, you have to really. Okay, can you guys hear me? Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, my internet connection kind of dropped. So, but like it's crazy because like if everybody can craft the cards that they want, then like when it comes to like minting the action cards to try and sell it, then it's like, well, I can get any card I want. I don't have to actually, buy it from somebody else, and that kind of like messes up the whole like play to earn economy in terms of like free to play players. Like if they don't have NFTs, they're gonna struggle to earn other ways. I was thinking like it would be really cool if there was like really unique cards that could only be crafted. You couldn't put it from packs, or you couldn't win it on a battle pass. The only way you can get it is by crafting it. So that way it forces players to actually play the game to acquire cards. So if they don't want to like pay money to open packs to get cards, they can play the game, go through the battle pass, and then get action cards, and then dismantle it, and then only get certain unique cards by crafting it. And then that way, if they do want to mint it and sell it, it's going to be really rare because not everybody will be able to get those cards because they're not going to have the right amount of materials for it. Or they could do like a limited time, so like for like 30 days. Like a lot of TCG do that. They do like seasonal cards, like, or they might do limited edition printed cards, like, so like if you don't get it now, the only way you can get it is by buying it from somebody else. So they could do like a limited time to craft these cards. If you have it, cool. If you don't, you're gonna have to buy it from somebody else. So that'd be another. Hopefully they do something like that. If not, then I'll put it as a suggestion because I think that would give more value to the whole crafting system, and obviously for people who play the game early as well.
That's not a bad idea. I agree with that. So I don't have anything to add to that, man, honestly. But I am glad that they added that. At least, it enables the ability for players to craft whatever cards they need or that they're missing. And we need more features in the game right now to draw more players in. We need some of those players from Common Ground to spill over and start playing some Legends Reborn, because I'm sick of playing the same 2-3 people every match. But
Yeah.
no, I'm glad. Honestly, man, they're dropping features pretty quickly, it seems. So I'm glad. As long as they keep dropping stuff like that, man, I'm good. You know, and sure, they'll have to figure out later on how to do or optimize that market, because like there has to be a secondary market for trading or selling the cards. That would be interesting to have in this game. But yeah, it's a good idea, man.
Or potentially they put like arena point bonuses to having those NFT cards in your deck would be a good idea as well.
Yeah. I mean, you could even maybe even like increasing the material cost to craft some of these cards, making it so maybe it's more viable to just buy the card off of, or trade the card, because it costs so much to dismantle. So I don't know. They're hopefully they figure something out.
Chuck
Figure a
says you
way to
should.
get some more players for sure.
Yeah, that is the main thing. Chuck says you should rename the episode Legends of the Tables Edition. I'm guessing that's the Legends Reborn role in Discord.
I was really hoping that a lot of the Champions Arena guys was going to spill over into Legends, and it was like, no, we just like matching card colors. That's as
The thing is, though, like
cards go.
most of them,
it's too complicated. It's too big brain for those guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
most of them are playing Champions Arena for Gala.
Bro.
Red on red, yellow on yellow.
Where's
That's me. That's
the
where
order battle?
that's where
I
it
gotta play
goes.
this myself. Actually, you have to sit here and play the game.
Bot's not working. Bot's not working. Macros failed.
Bot's not working.
We'll get Dub to jump on. He'll like it.
I've only ever played one game, to be honest.
Oh, come on, man. All right, so let play with us, and then we'll play some rounds, and then you'll like it, dude.
Well, pretty much.
I'd say
Not
C
when you
Money's
face
comments
them,
too.
though.
C Money says
look,
Dub
C-
needs to
C
stream
Money, yep.
Legend Reborn.
It's
Yeah,
literally like-
I was planning to do that one day. I just never got around to it.
it's
How
literally the
about we
barriers
make
raised.
create a tournament, and then we have like 6 to 8 people, and we have elimination brackets. It'll take like
Well,
2-3
I'm gonna
hours.
so
lose,
well.
but okay.
Because people was
Let's
watching
do it, man.
Smiling play it all the time, and
Yeah.
there was like a bit of a buff from just him playing it, and then he just started playing bloody alien shooters,
What was that game?
Helldivers.
Oh, bro, that
Actually
game was
got
so
hooked.
addictive. It's not my fault.
bad.
JD said jump on stream. We're playing Helldivers, so I bought the game. And then after that, for 2 weeks, I was like, Helldivers. I don't know what Gala is. Helldivers. It's so addictive, bro. Legit. But yeah, I've got rid of my Helldivers.
So Tofu said, "Did you see that Parallel are recruiting Hearthstone streamers?" So for about 9 months, me and Khaos have had this idea of reaching out to all huge TCG streamers to come and play a massive non-Gala community tournament, and obviously they're with a big prize which we was willing to put up ourselves, and obviously their entry is just they obviously have to stream all of their matches, they have to like post on socials and stuff like that, and then come in with a chance of winning a handsome prize pool, and hopefully some of their following thinks, oh, this is a cool game, we're come and play, and then people get hooked like we all are, like a bunch of Legends junkies, and then boom, you've got a player base overnight. So that is in the works, and more information. We're hoping for some news for May Mayhem, which brought in loads of people last year, and then at the end of that, run like a community only tournament for all of us guys, and then a outside community one which will hopefully kickstart the player base.
Dude, I mean, I honestly think that Hearthstone players will love it, because like I'm an ex Hearthstone player, and I got a buddy of mine who's super high level at Hearthstone. I showed him the game early on before they did a lot of updates, and I mean, he liked it as well. So I think this game, like, I see parallels, and like I'm like, all right, whatever. But like, this game really caught my attention, and like I think that I enjoy it more than Hearthstone, quite honestly, and I see that it has a lot of potential. So I think Hearthstone guys would definitely enjoy this game. I just think just don't fucking mention the NFT shit. You know what I mean? And you don't have to. You know what I mean? Like, just have them play the game. It functions similar to Hearthstone. There's a lot of similar type of features, etc. you don't have to mention the NFT aspect or the digital ownership, and then let them just play and enjoy the game.
Yeah.
And they'll
figure
fall
it
in love
out
with it.
as
That's
they
why we
go.
just want to do a tournament just for those guys, so they all have the same decks and stuff like that, same cards, etc. Like it'd be more of a fair playing field. And you know, the reason we wanted to do this before, but we could never convince the devs to like put it out for like longer than like a week or two at a time. And it's like, you can't expect us to do all this work contacting literally hundreds of like content creators, them come and play the game for like a week, play a competition, and then the game goes down while you for like months on end until you do another 2-week play test. So now that it's like fully like at least continually out, it's you know, now's the time, I think.
Also,
And I mean, there's a lot of different approaches too on how you can hit up these guys. Not only is it like, oh hey, come play our game, you can hit them up and say, hey, you know, I know you guys are top Hearthstone players. We're launching this new TCG. We just want you guys to come check it out. Let us know if there's any balancing issues, et cetera, et cetera. As like they're getting like, you know, access, and we want their actual opinion in the game. And that's a different approach, you know what I mean? Versus like, oh hey, just come promote our game and play it. You know, come and give us real opinions. Tell us how you think we can optimize it, fix it. What would you like to see, etc. And I'm sure that the response would be different when you hit them up like that.
So I used to play like StarCraft 2 at quite a high level, and obviously one of the top American guys was Trump StarCraft at that time, and Gala approached him to run Champions when it was in that like 2-week playtest phase, and he come in, really enjoyed the game, and then there's like, then the game went down, and it was like, what do you mean the game's down? I can't play. When can I play it again? And there's like, we don't know yet. And then he was just like lost all interest. And it's like, when you got someone on the hook like that, of that caliber, you don't just let them off just because you know, just leave it at that point. They sort of just left an old build up, but you know, it's out now. Let's go.
Yeah, they dropped the ball on that. But even then, like that's what I'm saying. Like even if you're gonna publicly drop the build with someone of that caliber, give him access. You know, bring him in on the back end and let him continue playing and get his opinions on shit, and that will help out. That would help out in the long run.
Yeah, for sure. Agree.
On Shadow's point of the weekly thing, once the game goes down and they're used to the old build, the new build will have new patch notes, new card adjustments, and all of that. So their decks might not be the same as well. So that could also have been an issue based on what you said. But back to the Champions Arena versus Legendary Born. Most people play Champions Arena just for the gala, instead of Legendary Born has its own token, which is Toke, I believe. The light paper has come out. Have you guys like read up on the light paper? It's how the play to earn system works?
No.
Nope.
Young Khaos. Spit some fire.
No, it just wasn't really much to it, you know. They spoke about how the ways to earn, like through NFTs and venues, and what else? It was so weak. Like it was. If you didn't know anything about the earning of Legendary Born, then it's quite interesting. But because majority of people that played Legendary Born kind of just figured out the earnings, because it's quite self-explanatory. Like you got NFTs, they showed you how much toke you'll get for the rarity of NFTs. And then, but what I really liked was the maximum supply of toke. So I don't know if that's like it or if they're gonna mint any more, but they said the maximum supply was gonna be 10 million. And I was like,
Yep.
what? 10 million? Like shit. Like I haven't seen when it came to like a new token, I ain't seen like maximum supply that low. So I was like, wow. Sure, that's 10 million, not 10 billion, but yeah, it's 10 million. So I was like, that's really cool. But I guess it all depends on like the amount of people that's playing it, the liquidity, the market cap, and all that stuff. So who knows if it's gonna like get to like, you know, $5 million market cap? Like I don't know, but yeah, I was like quite pleased and happy to see it was a maximum of 10 million.
You've
Did
got
they
to
talk
help
about the
utility
utility?
that as well.
Huh?
You've got
Well,
to
no,
contribute
there's
that.
not much about the utility just yet. And honestly, what was it, a day or two ago, I looked at my wallet and I saw that, oh shit, we got Talk distributed. But again, to the lacking of the marketing that's going on, like there was like no announcement that this was about to happen. We just like checked our wallets. It's like, oh shit, this coin started to get distributed into our wallets. No contract address or anything like that to check. I don't know how much it's worth. But I'm guessing we're gonna be able to buy creatures card packs with it. I'm guessing. I don't know, honestly.
Okay.
Like Khaos said, the light paper was pretty light. So hopefully we get some more information later.
It's some alpha for all you legendary born people, but I got this sent to me. It's already on Galachain. It's a last chance basic creature box common that has been minted to Galachain on the 4th of the 8th, 24 at 12 p.m. So I'm guessing this is what they said pay attention to in ahead of the game. And don't miss your last chance to get a creature NFT for Legendary Born. Each creature box contains one random creature NFT from common to rare. So you won't be able to get any of the epic, ancient, or legendaries, but you will be able to get common to rare. They haven't set a price point. This is just a screenshot of the thing going live on Galachain. We don't have a lot more information, but I did get this. So there's that alpha for you guys on Guardians of the Galaverse.
Seems like a mystery
You keeping sources hidden from us? You got a source that you don't let us know about?
I think someone posted the price it was, because obviously this was in the Gala shop, but there was no announcement. You just had to be lucky to see it, and it was kind of cheap. Was it like $50 and $60?
70.
Really?
Bucks. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. But I didn't know it was just one creature. I thought it was like how it was before.
Free, didn't they? Used to be free.
Wait, it's one?
It's one.
Yeah.
One.
There's one right here.
Which,
one random
that's
creature.
why it's cheaper than what it was before. But then that kind of sucks. Like if you pay, or I guess it's kind of like Champions Arena, you pay like $75, you might just end up with like a common.
Difference between this and Champions Arena though, all creatures have their uses, whereas on
100%.
Champions,
100.
most epics are duds in CA. So
basically just legendaries are good.
Yeah, so the
Legendaries and epics.
The fact that you can pull any creature, I actually think it's only the runner at the moment that's useless in Legends. I think everything else is actually viable in the right build.
I think the snake has been nerfed to the ground. That and poison needs a buff. Apart from that, everything else I've seen are useful.
About that, on Twitter, me and Shadow was actually talking to somebody from Gala's social media team. At the Serpent. Yeah, no, Shadow is actually right, because I've got a common fire elemental, and even though it's a common, it's still putting in work on my team. So the only problem is the earnings. Again, like if you don't really care about earnings and you're like about just smashing up your opponents, like you can have a common, an uncommon, a rare, because their abilities is still the same. Unlike, like you said, Champions Arena, like if you got like a legendary champion, like you're putting in work, you're doing damage. But my common fire elemental compared to your legendary fire elemental, they both have the same stats, the same passive ability. The only difference is you might have to be able the ability to add different action. Oh shit! There goes my dinner. So be right back. You guys continue about me.
Yeah. So what Khaos was saying is that if you have a rarer creature, then you can have dual slots, so you can put different class cards on rather than just being base, which is just like skirmisher only. But there's not too many skirmishers in the game, so I'm happy just running like a base fire elemental just for those sweet skirmisher cards. Yeah, just drop the sale already. Like just date it. Just let us know when it's going out.
I might actually pick up some NFTs because I am enjoying the game. Like before I talked to you and Khaos, it was a game on the side for me. It's like, yeah, I'm not going to be playing this game. My time's going into Walking Dead and Miranda's. And then meeting you guys are like Legendary Born, like every competition, like Legendary Born. But then I started like looking into it and I was like, yeah, this game's pretty fun. And then if I could get some of the cards, it might be even better because then you can like mix and match during the combos. So if we just go here, This is a screenshot of a common Naga, and as you can see here, all the action card slots are warrior. But I believe this is a screenshot of a legendary. Yeah, it's a legendary Naga, and you can see it's got warrior, spellweaver, warrior skirmisher, warrior shadow, warrior skirmisher, and shadow. So basically, you have access to like 3 or 4 pools of different cards that you can put on this creature, and that could help your deck significantly. Because if it's a warrior build like the Naga, then the Naga and Harpy that I use the combo with, which is one of my favorite builds right now, you basically get all the warrior cards on this, and then you take some spellweaver or shadow cards from your other creatures if you have like epic, legendary, or ancient other creatures, and then add more warrior cards on top. Then you have a really strong deck for certain playstyles. And like that's why I was looking into NFTs, because if I can get some of my favorite cards, then I would play the game more. With the recent change after the first 2 weeks where you had to play with only the limited free cards or the pre-made decks, I kind of lost interest because I couldn't do like all the random crafting and deck building or playstyles that I did like.
Got some breaking news. Nephilim has just said he's crafting a blog post, and just give us some alpha. Just
I'm pretty sure the alpha was already leaked by me 5 minutes ago.
Live on stream. Just give us a date, and we'll
nice.
pull it out for you.
Exactly.
He was gonna let us know, but then I called him a noob, and then he got mad.
Why was he using Tome? He was
We also
using
have
Tome,
a
isn't it?
message by Chair Bandit that the node vote, the new gala vote, is now live. If you have a founders node, you can now go to the node dashboard and you can participate in the new vote. The new vote is for, what is it? Voting will start on April 12th, so it's already started. It's for the Galachain Explorer. So you know they have the competition for whoever can build the best Galachain Explorer. There are basically 4 candidates right here. You can see all of them. So the first one is Galachain Explorer by Gingerbread Man. The next one is Gala Tracker by Hot Shoto. The next one is Gala Trace by Kelvin. And finally, we have Achis by La Faust. So make sure you check all of these out. Go over to the node dashboard if you have a founders node and cast your vote for the best one. The prize pool for the winner is either 1 million in Gala or a prestigious founders node license, the winner's choice. So you could make one of these 4 people extremely happy based on your vote.
Khaos, you ruined everything. Nephilim was going to give us the date, and he see that you wasn't here, and he said he's not going to tell us now.
What? Nah, man. What the hell? I'm back. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, tell us the good news.
No, hold on.
Yeah,
We want to know what Khaos is eating. Let us know what you're eating first.
Yeah, what's the
Oh,
food?
man.
Come on.
Hey,
Review,
man.
food review.
I got some barbecue chicken and fries from Popeyes. I got milkshake.
Sounds good.
Popeyes. You order some Popeyes to the house? Shit. Oh man.
Popeyes isn't that big over here. It's only in certain locations compared to the States.
Really? Oh yeah,
Yes.
I forget you guys are up there.
Yeah. We're not from
Over
your
there,
area,
over
bro.
there it's a delicacy. Down here it's just a fucking franchise.
Yeah, I'm not getting none of that in the Garden of Eden, believe me. I ordered Popeye, I'm going to get a can of spinach.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that show was dope. Let's catch up on chat real quick. What's up, SSG? Chair Bandit is here. Nephilim Hoss is here. C Money says Tome of Divinity needs a nerf. Classy's in the house. What's up, Classy? And then we have Chaos
Classy.
burning food like he burns his opponents. Oh, by Nephilim right there. And then we go to will not confirm or deny the announcement that Nephilim was planning. Doug is also in the house. What's up, everybody? What's up? But yeah, let's finish off the head of the game recap on the last segment, which was Galagames plays Call of Duty last Friday, and JD introduced a new guest to the Gala ecosystem. This Tuesday, Sinister was joined by Shadowknyte, the person to my right there, and he basically helped Sinister craft the deck and then taught him how to use the deck, explaining how certain cards work, certain card combos, and general how he thinks when he plays the game. So let's give Shadow his 5 minutes of glory. How was that, good sir?
It was amazing. I was absolutely buzzing when I got the message to go live on Gala's stream. I was actually quite worried about the weekly rotation. He didn't have any of the battle pass creatures, so he literally was very limited to this week's rotation and any cards he had opened to that date. I managed to create a deck for him and get him to be Mr. Fizzy Up, who, shout out to Mr. Fizzy, is a long-term player, has a whole bunch of NFTs, and I got him to go on a free win streak. So yeah, this shows free to play is extremely viable in Legends Reborn. Thanks again for having me on. I'd love to come on again.
Nice. Next Tuesday is going to be Voyager Ascension. So in a couple of four days, we should see gameplay of Voyager Ascension, which should be interesting. I would also like access to the game, good sir. We've got 3 mods in chat. Hook us up. We'll give you a free publicity as we're doing right now. You know what to do.
Wait, hold on. So is Charles Hoskinson coming ahead of the game and playing some Voyagers?
No, I think it'll probably just be Sinister. I don't have that much alpha. I just got that one Legends Reborn alpha, guys. I don't have all the alpha.
That's what we need. We need Charles to come on.
You should have run with that. Smiling.
That would have been it. Then I would get messages like, yo, you can't do that. You can't.
Spreading some fake news out here.
Yeah, exactly. It was like, Smiler spreading fake news.
Smiling's cancelled.
Exactly. It was like, you just like the rest. But yeah, and then the next section was interview with Hutch discussing Go Gala films and the Razor series, which we talked about earlier on in this episode, and the launch of the platform. So if you are interested in the Gala film ecosystem, then make sure you check out this interview with Hutch. It was roughly 15 to 20 minutes long, and they go over everything based on Gala film. And then finally, for your film daily distribution, ensure your node version is up to 3.5.9 or higher. Each film node needs to have its own IP address. So if you have a home setup and you're running like 5 nodes on your home server, you need to make sure they each have their own IP address and their own machine ID based on when you install the node. And also make sure the ports are opened based on a knowledge article, as I said earlier, to make sure you get your daily distro. That concludes Ahead of the Game summary. We have a few more bits of news to cover, and then we will go on to the main topic, which everybody's waiting for, which is the Miranda's situation at hand. So let's quickly go over the next pieces of news. And the first one is from Bitbender, and he said, hey, Fortitude fans, just putting an announcement in here to let you guys know that this isn't forgotten. As part of the recent actions, I am pulling this one up to get rectified in some regard over the next few months. Thank you for your patience. So for all the few Fortitude fans out there that are not playing NFTD, shout out to the GG Collective. They've basically used the Fortitude NFTs in their tower defense game. So you can head over to nftd.gg, I believe is the website, and start using your NFTs there. But this is good news that they are slowly going over each games that haven't been giving updates or have been ghosted, have ghosted the community for like 6 to 8 months, not giving any information or updates. They're going through that process and making sure they will get something out for us. Does anybody here own Fortitude or was excited for Fortitude?
Well, previous playtest, I'd no-lifed it for like the whole duration. So yeah, I'd be down for that coming back.
It had such a good concept.
Game with Fortitude again?
Like Castle Clash. Yeah, Clash of Clans, Castle Clash. You build your base, you get your army, like level up the structures. You can get raided. You can raid other people. You have like mana, like gold coins, and like all these resources you manage. It would have been an awesome mobile game, but I don't think it was mobile. I think it was for desktop, if I remember correctly, right? So this would have been an awesome mobile game if it continued development and didn't have like the current hiccups. Who's streaming Meow Match first? Nobody's streaming Meow Match, C-Money.
Somebody should stream Meow Match. I know I've talked about that with C-Money before. Somebody's got to do it for the...
He says it in everybody's chat. He goes in and is like, yo, what's up? Hashtag giveaway? Who's streaming Meow Match? It's like his message that he gets out. CryptoView has some towers for Fortitude. Well, if you would like to use them, head over to NFTD. They have a fairly decent and challenging game. I always get wiped out. I think it's wave 7 to 9, because from up to 7 it's like single waves, and then after 7 it starts doing dual waves. And if you don't have some of the towers like the ice tower or the fireball tower for Fortitude, it's really hard to keep up with all the meteors coming at you. Yes, that was the Fortitude news. Then we have the recent Champions Arena news from today, which was the Champions Arena team is doing a Champions Arena NFT giveaway. The 1st to 3rd place will win a random NFT champion. The 4th to 10th place will win a random epic champion. 11 to 30th will win a random rare champion, and the 31st to the 50th will win 10,000 paid gems. The giveaway has started today and it will be till the 26th of April, which is roughly 2 weeks. And to participate, you can click on the link right here or the one in Discord or any of the other creator links that they have posted on their social media, and then it will take you to the form. Just fill out the information and make sure you add your unique ID for your Champions Arena account, because that gives you the most points in the giveaway. I think everything else gives you like 5 to 10 points or like 1 point, but once you add your Champions Arena ID, that's 1,000 points. So if a lot of people do that, then it's going to be a level playing field. But if a lot of people forget to do that, then you're going to have a higher chance ranking higher in the total scores. I believe they also did an announcement recently just after this one saying that from 50 to 100, let me not give false information, let me just quickly go to the announcements.
First to 50th in the arena, they are going to be doing like random draws, dropped NFTs.
There we go. So Shadow has given that information. Yeah, so there will be a random draw for 2 legendaries, 5 epics, 10 rares. For the people who haven't made it to the top 50, there's still a chance for you to win big, so pay attention to that. I would be playing Champions Arena for the next 2 weeks. If you play the game, just make sure you're playing it daily. Then what is this is the screenshot of the legendary thingy naga, so we'll go over to that. Then we have one more piece of information, which is the Superior news, if I can find it real quick.
They also
Superior still around?
that they are they're doing the sale for the pets on Champions Arena as well.
Yes, I forgot about that. The Champions Arena, let me get that back up. No, that is true. We should tell them about that.
Yeah, it's a really cool drop, so yeah, we should certainly cover it.
Yep. Let me go back to the Discord. So if we scroll up, we have the random box sales coming to the Gala Game store. For the price, it's $110. For the total supply, it's 1,000. The sale period starts on the 16th of April to the 4th of May. Now, this is 1 a.m. my time, so make sure you go to Discord announcements to see your local time. But the pets give you a VP boost depending on the rarity, and they also give you a stat boost depending on which one you pull. As well, there is NFT skins that give you skills. Now, let's quickly go over some of the boosts. So the NFT female swimsuit gives you recovery 3. The legendary swimsuit male gives you speed up 3, which is 25% acceleration of the gauge up. The legendary school uniform female gives you growth card 3, but the legendary school uniform male gives you chance 2. Now, I'm not sure if the current chance 1, which is from the Halloween, is the same as chance 2, but if it's less than 5 mana and gives you more than 1 turn, then I believe this thing is what you're going to be trying to aim for when you pull this random box.
Absolutely.
And moving on to the pets, you have crit chance by 10%, speed by 8%. Well, that was 8%. I guess they changed it to speed 8, and then life drain to 7%. So the pet you want to try and pull is Norman, because currently it is a speed meta in Champions Arena. So you ideally want speed on your DPS or your support to make sure you go before your opponent so you can get your damage up front. Then you also have the other rare and epic pets, which give you reflect 5 and dodge 5. But another good thing is that there is a 31, well, not a good thing if you want to get legendaries, but the minimum prize you can get is 11k paid gems, and that's a 31% chance. And there's a 20k paid gems is an 18.8% chance. So for this box, it is like the Mystic box sale, and for me, it's win-win. Like if you were planning to
again.
Yep. If you're planning to get paid gems and you were planning to buy it from the shore, I would wait like 4 days and get this instead. It's a win-win in my opinion. You can get an epic legendary NFT skin, you can get a pet, or you could get the paid gems. And also they give you a VP boost. One thing I did say in my video that I released a couple hours ago today when I got this information is, does the VP boost stack? So if some guy, for example, a whale, buys 100 boxes, manages to get 100 rare pets, will all of them give him a 0.6% boost? So he gets a 60% boost overall to his VP, or will he have to lock it to his account? Will he have to equip it to a champion, or will it only stack depending on the highest rarity one? So that is one thing.
Utilize 4 pets per squad.
Yeah, that is true. So yeah, there is, if you go to the character tab, there is a new equipment slot which says pet, and then you have to equip it there. So I guess you may only be able to do 4 pets instead of a whole bunch. So if it is that way, then you can get an 8% boost if you get the legendary pets, which isn't bad. It's fairly good because you get the skill boost and you get the VP boost. What are your guys' thoughts on the mystery box? We'll start with Shadow and work our way through.
Just like for the rares, obviously I run Varnus, so having an extra 5% dodge per character would be decent for me. I'm gonna have to send either you or Khaos some gala though, just to because I'll be in bed at 1 a.m. I'm up at 5 a.m. every day, so
I'll try and stay awake for the sale.
One of you guys just grab me some boxes.
I want Dub to open my boxes.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that. I think this sale is gonna go like the last one. You said it was called the Mystic Box, right?
Yeah, Mystic Box sale.
Okay.
Scroll up.
Yeah, I think it's gonna go the same. A lot of people are probably gonna want to pick this up because I also see it as a win-win situation, especially since this isn't just like NFT champions that are already out. This is something brand new to the game, which would be the NFT skins and the NFT pets. Nobody has those right now, so. Yeah.
I'm so glad
also doesn't seem like another way to get them right now. So this will be the only way
No,
to
they
get
have
them
said
now.
that pets will only be from this sale, and there will be NFTs at the start. Maybe later on you'll be able to get them database, but for the coming, probably for the end of 2024, this will be the only way you'll be able to get pets, because on the roadmap it doesn't.
Out this year, isn't it?
Yeah, it's based on the roadmap. Let me scroll up for that as well.
The skins are tradable as well, because if you pulled a load of these boxes and you was stuck with a load of skins, that would suck.
Yep. So this is the coming up changes, Q3, Q4. What are your thoughts? Do you play Champions Arena attendees?
No, I used to play a while ago, man, but honestly, I fell off. I got bored once I couldn't progress anymore, honestly.
It's too basic for 8-bit attendees. He needs something, that requires more strategy.
It's not red on red. It's not blue on
power,
blue.
bro.
There was...
God. Nah, man. I mean, it was fun for a while, but I even forget how the game even works, honestly. And but there was a certain point where I used up all my materials, and there was nothing I could really do anymore. So progression got too slow for me, and so I just kind of fell off slowly. But I was playing it like every single day. I was hooked, and then that kind of killed it for me.
Nice. So I think we've covered pretty much. Oh, there is one piece before we go on to the main piece of news that everybody's waiting for. So this is... Where is... Oh. All right, we'll just go on to the Miranda's one because that keeps popping up. Expanding horizons. Gala Miranda's accelerates towards launch with extended Chilean development team. So this article got dropped on April 9th, roughly near nighttime or midnight, and I was in bed. It was like 2 o'clock. I was in bed. I was like, yeah, let me go to sleep. Nothing's gonna happen. Everything's fine. And then Khaos sends me a WhatsApp message like, yo, bro, have you seen Miranda's chat? That shit's on fire. And I was like, what are you talking about, bro? Maybe it's like a new update, or like something's happened, or they're gonna release the playtest early. And then I go on my phone, I launch Discord, I go to Miranda's chat, and actually everything is on fire. I scroll all the way to the top trying to find what actually happens, and I spend a good half an hour reading what happened. And oh my god, so to summarize, in this article, it basically says there is a new team that will be helping the Miranda's team. The team is based in Chile, and they will be helping bring together or bolster the ranks of the Miranda's development team. Actually, what has happened is majority of the Miranda's team have been fired, and some of them are still there, mainly being Michael McCarthy, the main lead designer of Miranda's, and they have been replaced by the Chilean team. Also, guys, feel free to jump in with whatever information you got. I'm just gonna go over what I know. And then this is some of the games that the Chilean team have worked on. 8-Bit does like Tetris. He's been mentioning that quite a bit to me recently. But they've worked on Fortnite, DC Legends, Zedrun, Rock of Ages 3, TMNT, Splinterland Fate, Tetris, as well as the Fallout series, the strategic tower defense game calling Star Wars, Galactic Defense, and many more. So they have taken over the development. They're going to spend the first couple of weeks trying to get everything sorted, get used to the code, get used to the build that was meant to go out April, well, this month, but now it's probably been delayed till May. Maybe we see something from May Mayhem. We don't know. But another piece that the article did say that we forgot to mention is, in addition to the Miranda's team, the influx of Chilean talent would also bolster the development team of the Walking Dead Empires. So at night, 3 a.m, I just got information that the Miranda's team and the Walking Dead team might have been scrapped, and they've been replaced by this new Chilean team. And the Miranda's Discord discussion was actually on fire during the 9th to the 10th. What are your guys' thoughts on this article when it was launched and the things that have expired, well, not expired, but happened over the last 48 to 72 hours?
Dude, man, like, it's so crazy because, like, there's so many things wrong with this article, first off, because, like, it's super deceptive. When you read it, like, if you weren't part of the Discord and you just read this article, you'd be like, all right, this is good news. Like, the team is expanding. Cool. That's awesome. And this team has a lot of experience in some other games, and it looks like this is just good news. But then you run into the Discord and you realize that no, the team isn't expanding. It's quite the opposite. The original team is getting let go, and Bitbender and Benefactor are in there, which means that, okay, they are doing some damage control, right? They knew that things were about to pop off in there, and now you have to kind of figure out what's really going on. Everyone's trying to ask questions like, oh, well, is the original team actually still here? Michael McCarthy's still on? What's actually going on? And then you start to find out little by little that it's like, yeah, this team is actually taking over. And it's like, well, why? Why is this happening? And they're being super vague as to, like, the reasoning. And then the problem right now is that, like, we're in, like, this super speculation mode because they leave things up to, like, oh, it was a business decision and we can't really get into all the details because of legal scenarios, etc. So that just opens up things to a shit ton of speculation. And now what's happening is that there's different conversations going on in different Discords. Information is leaking out. There's a bunch of he said, she said, and we're trying to piece everything together. And from what I'm noticing, it's like, there's different people are saying different things, right? You had, like, Jay Hughes, who was posting, it's been an honor and a privilege, meaning, like, all right, what does that mean? I mean, it sounds like he's gone. Then people are starting to pull up LinkedIn screenshots, and then these guys are already posting that, like, oh, we just got word that we got let go and we're looking for new jobs. It's like, oh shit, that was not in the article, right? So why are you putting out this article like that, right? Because, like, it's like, it just seems so deceptive, which kills trust. And then you're starting to hear, like, different stories. You're starting to hear, like, well, we actually, we wanted the Chilean team originally to work with the original team, but the original team didn't want to work with the Chilean team. And then from other sources, I'm starting to hear, well, it wasn't really like that. It was Gala wanted us to work for the Chilean team, and we weren't really cool with that. And, whether that difference means something, I don't know, but it's kind of the opposite of what Bitbender and some of the other guys were saying, right? So, like, there's this thing going on where it's like, man, like, who's telling the truth? What's really going on? And to do this, like, right before we're supposed to have finally this, like, persistent play test that we're finally going to be able to play the game. They're going to take it down, for a few weeks to make updates, but we're going to just be able to continually play this game, and it looks like it's finally happening, and they do this now. it's like, why would you do this now? Like, and then claim that no progress is being made. There's just so many different arguments and things that we need to really get into, honestly. And I'm ranting at the moment because like this one hits hard for me, because this honestly was one of my last hopes for the Gala games ecosystem. I said to myself, after like all the other games kind of went bust, or there were all these lawsuits happening with Fuzzle, Superior, Spider Tanks, you name it. Every single game that drops, something's happening. And so I'm like, look, I don't care about any of the other games. As long as Miranda's comes out, I'm good. And it seems like the team at Miranda's knows what they're doing, because they're the only ones actually posting frequent updates and content and updating us on things that are happening. These guys are going out on the field, recording audio in the desert and in rivers, and they're posting screenshots of what the game is looking like and all this concept art, and they're meeting with the community recently to discuss like how the community wants the ecosystem to run and the tokenomics, etc. It's like, this all looks like good. Like, it looks like there's no problems. And all of a sudden you just get hit with like, oh, there's a big problem, and we're just going to let go of the team, and we're just going to replace them with like this Chilean team that we have like no idea about. So like, it's a mess in my opinion. But I don't know, man. We're just like, we're going to speculate a lot right now. That's what's going to happen.
Oh yeah, we're in the dark. We have no information. Everybody's trying to figure out pieces of information from all the talks in the different discords, all the official news that they have released, and trying to read between the lines of what Benefactor and Bitbender have been saying over the last couple of days. Also, the Miranda's discussion chat has been on lockdown by the mods. They have banned quite a lot of people, timed out quite a lot of people. I think some of the people are back that they have banned, but I'm quickly just going to show some of the screenshots that did happen. Well, not screenshots, but the discussions that happened in the Miranda's discussion over the last couple of days. So on the 10th of the 4th at like 2 a.m, Bitbender was saying, I asked, are you keeping the economy the same, or will you galify it? Galify it basically means how they do all the other games that they've been doing, whereas Miranda's economy was basically like a godsend compared to the other Gala games economies, based on what we were hearing from the old Miranda's team now. So I asked, will they be changing the economy, or will they be keeping it? And then Bitbender chimes up and says the economy that was proposed would require something like 5,000 players with 1,000 whales, each spending 3,000 in Materium a day to have a game that would soar or maybe break even. It didn't work well on paper and needs to be dramatically expanded, both in terms of players and made much more affordable. Now, just reading this, you can tell that if that was the case, there's no way this game would survive. It will end up like all of the other games on Gala Games platform. It would have like 2 weeks of hype, people will enjoy it, and then it would be a ghost town for the next 6 to 8 months. So this is one piece of information that we did get out. Following on to this, because he said you need to expand the people, I asked, so my guess is the 50k cap on players/exemplars will change, and it will maybe go to free-to-play route. Like mentioned last year when Bitbender and McCarthy were going back and forth, Bitbender was like, we need a free-to-play model, and then McCarthy was like, no, we have 50k exemplars and you need an exemplar to play the game. And Bitbender has said that this is what he's always wanted. He's wanted a free-to-play model with exemplars being in the game that will have the special abilities as mentioned in the NFT description, as well as it's probably going to be similar to The Walking Dead, where everybody can play for free, get a free character, but the NFTs will have the levels, will have the skills, will be transferable, and all the good Web3 gaming sites. Now, what are your guys' thoughts on these two? Let's start with Dub this time.
So does it really make sense that Bitbender thinks we need $3 million? We need the whales to spend $3 million a day for the game to survive? Because that seems like a lot of money to me. I don't really know, but that seems like a lot to me.
That was one of the things that was interesting, right? How are they going to get 3 mil a day, right? Every day to make the game sustainable. That's not how gaming economies work. And I really do want to know who's designing some of the Gala game economies, because I keep saying you just need to build a Web 2 game, add the Web 3 side, and your game will actually function. Stop trying to add like tokenomics where they shouldn't belong. Stop trying to create a whole new Web 3 economy that doesn't fit for a specific game or specific genre. You're trying to put things and like squeeze them into spaces that they don't need to be there or to put into. And I don't know what the new model is going to be like, or who the new team, what they're going to design the model will be. But yeah, this does seem unreasonable to say the least. What about you, Tendies?
I mean, honestly, correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember hearing back in the days that, Gala employed, economists to work on some of their games. So when they say the economy that was proposed will require X amount of dollars and they disagree with that, who proposed the economy, right? And was the economy locked in? I also remember when, according to when they had like the Texas meetup, there was no economy locked in. That's what kind of everyone met up for, and they kind of, I guess, all proposed something else. I know some of the Master of Materium guys like drew up this huge document on how they think that like Materium and all the think tanks and all that stuff should work. I don't know if that's the economy that they're talking about that was proposed. I don't know if Mirandus themselves, they came up with their own thing. So that's one of those things where like we're kind of left in the dark, right? We're it's just Bitbender's word on like, all right, whatever they propose wouldn't have worked. But also on the other end, I remember that like where's all these like gala economists that they used to hire to kind of work on their games and figure this stuff out, right? So I don't know, honestly. I don't have any opinion on it.
Speaking of, if we go to this post right here, Musashi says Musashi is the new lead developer, I'm guessing, of the Chilean team for Mirandus. He says the product manager has a PhD in astrophysics and is an expert number cruncher. I have taught economy design for games years ago. I know MMORPGs are unique, but I think we can handle it. This is response to a question: have you considered bringing in an economist or similar role on board, since the game economy MMORPG is unique to that game type and it will be the meat and potatoes of the game? So on your point, like, who are the old economists? This is now a new economist for a gaming MMORPG, and they say they can handle it. We'll have to wait and see what actually does happen. But yeah, we're gonna have to, I just say, get gamers to build your gamer economy, because they know how shit works. Stop getting economists that have studied theory and all that and haven't actually played the games. You're getting people that don't play games to build games that they're not going to play themselves, and it makes no sense.
He's an astrophysicist. Is that what he said?
The new project manager that will look after the economy of Mirandus is a astrophysics, or yeah, I guess astrophysicist.
How does that help? Yeah.
Yeah, that I got confused on that. And he's been teaching her how to make MMO game economies. So we'll have to wait and see how this actually helps. If you guys continue on, we also have this image right here, as 8-Bit was talking about that Paul C. Hi all, just recently found out today our team on Mirandus has been informed that we are no more. So the article says we're bolstering the current team's forces, and this LinkedIn article just mentions that most of the Mirandus team have been fired. So there's like smoke and mirrors right there, which the community was not happy about, because you should actually tell them face first what is happening instead of trying to make us do all the digging back and forth and trying to find out what has happened. If anyone has any leads on a lead senior level design roles, please reach out. I appreciate the help. Thank you for the opportunities. This goes back to Jay Hughes' post where he says it's been an honor and a privilege. So we find out he posted that and then it got deleted, and then I think somebody got it back in the Miranda section. But that was before the announcement, and this is 2 days before the announcement on the 10th. So they knew a couple of days before, but I guess they couldn't say nothing because they were under NDA. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, someone else want to talk about this?
Khaos has been extremely quiet, and though Mirandus was...
He's been happy, bro. He's been eating his Popeyes.
Hold up, but real quick, just had to look up astrophysics. So astrophysics is a science that uses physics and chemistry to study astronomical objects and phenomena. It's a branch of astronomy that focuses on the properties and structure of cosmic objects, including the universe as a whole. So why flex that? You know what I mean? Like, why the fuck flex that?
Maybe he can see the future of the economy.
Right.
I don't know.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God. All right, yeah, y'all go.
Yeah, no, it's very contradicting. Like, they say one thing, but then other things is happening behind closed doors. And obviously, a lot of stuff is just hearsay. Like 8-bit tendies were saying, like he heard from different sources, and I heard from this source, and like we're still kind of like in the dark in terms of like what's really going on. But it's like because no one's saying nothing, it's up to us to do our own little, private eye investigation, shit like that. So the longer they leave it, the more, how should I say, like speculation that's gonna come out, and people are just gonna start making up their own theories and whatnot. But so with me, that's why I'm just kind of like staying silent. Like, I'm just listening to what everybody's saying. Like, I can't really make my own opinion because I don't really know what's going on. But I'm just listening to what's happening. Like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people are judging the Chilean team. They're like, bro, who's this Chilean team? Like, are they good enough? Are they not good enough? I'm like, bro, they could be, they could be really good at what they do. They might not have the passion like the old team. They might like have the passion like Michael McCarthy. They might be like sick coders, like just in the basement, 20 of these motherfuckers in the basement just coding, man. They'll be able to get the game finished, but it's not gonna have like the passion that we got from the old team. So
So you're saying that telescope won't work in a basement, mate?
back to
Yeah,
that.
I mean, honestly, it feels almost like kind of like like if like you lose a Steve Jobs, right? Like this innovator, like the creative lead that kind of helped Apple get to where it's at. And sure, without Steve Jobs, you still have an Apple, but you could argue that they're not innovating as much anymore. They're kind of just upgrading the same thing that they have every year. And technically, they can do that, but they don't have the same vision that Steve Jobs has. And so that's kind of what it feels like when you lose the original team who had this passion and the vision for the game and kind of was, what I love that they would say is like that they're building their dream game as well. And it's hard to hear that from a lot of devs. Normally, like you get studios, they're just building things as a job, but these guys, it looked like this really was like their passion project. And so they were really taking their time with it. And so that's why I personally was good with them kind of, taking their time with the project. And the way that they describe things is at least that, it's going to take a while to set up an infrastructure. And we were talking about this earlier off camera, but from what they were saying is like, look, it's going to take a while to set up an infrastructure and a code base, et cetera. But once that foundational structure is set up, things are going to progress much quicker, and then we're going to be able never been figured out, because this is not just only an MMO, which MMOs are notoriously hard to create and take a really long time, but also you're making a blockchain Web3 MMO. So now you have to figure out things that have never been done before. So obviously it's going to take longer than even a traditional MMO, especially at the scale of what they're trying to do. They're not just trying to put out any copycat project. And so my understanding was like, yeah, they're trying to build this infrastructure. And once that's laid out, things are going to progress. And that's what it seems like where we were at, where it's like, finally, we have this structure that they're going to be able to release, and we're going to be able to actually play, and they're going to be able to start adding on to that. But now we have this perpetual game that we can at least enjoy as they add things in the future. So that's why it's like, this feels like, fuck, man, like we were almost there. We're almost at that finish line moment, and then they do this. So that's why it's like, it's tough to say. And like, there's all these scenarios that can play out as well, because from what my understanding, from what I heard recently in some discords, is that like Michael McCarthy, when they brought him on, he kind of had free range, because he's kind of like the my way or the highway type of guy. And when he came on, he was like, look, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to assemble my Avengers team, and I'm going to pick the best of the best, and we're going to do this our way. And apparently that's what they let him do. And remember, the same way that in this article, we're talking about all these new Chilean guys have worked on all these games. Remember how we used to boast, and Gala used to boast about all these games that the Mirandus developers had worked on, right? So what happened then? Like, are these guys still not these fucking like master class developers. And so it's just when you see that, and then if they agreed on like, look, it's your way or the highway, you're gonna do things how you want, and then later on they come in and like, no, never mind, you're working too slow, we're gonna bring in a new team to kind of finish it off for you. I can see how that can be problematic for them, and then maybe not wanting to jive with that or synergize with this new team. But again, we're speculating. We don't know what happened on the back end.
Based on that, here is the list that I found when I made the video like last year of all the games that the old Miranda's team had worked on. And as you can see, most of these games are MMOs or RPGs or fantasy type games. You have like the Fallout series, you have quite a lot of Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, Dead Space, Batman, Hitman Reborn, Dragon Age Acquisition, The Walking Dead, the Fallout New Vegas, Divinity Original Sin, Crowfall, like World of Warcraft as well. Behind me, because I'm blocking it, that's a bunch of World of Warcraft development right there. So as you were saying, this is the dream team basically that Crafty has assembled, like his Avengers team, and they were building I guess the problem was that they built the infrastructure, but they took too long to build the infrastructure. But I wouldn't mind if they took longer to build the infrastructure, because once the foundation is good, as you mentioned, everything else should slowly start be easy to be built up. So the playtest 1, playtest 2, and then 3 and 4, which was coming 3, which was coming in Q3 and Q4, that should have been the way it was meant to go. But yeah, that is not going to be the case no more. We also have a bit more information if we go right here. So this is Pablo Mera. He is now the games director at Gala Games. I believe that was McCarthy's old role, if I remember correctly. McCarthy was the games director or the games lead at Gala Games or Miranda. So now it's Pablo Mera. Pablo Mera, as I said earlier, is Musashi. And let's go over chat real quick because we're missing quite a lot of funny banter back and forth. So Theseus says, astrophysics, the reason that they want to boast about that is because it's going to take us to the moon. So that's why they put astrophysics as an economist. And then we have quite a lot of other banter back and forth. Tofu says that Virtual, who is one of the leaders of Masters of Materium, wrote his own economy guide. He has a copy of it. So I guess he can share that in just a sec and we can look over that. And then we have quite a lot of other chats going through. CryptoView wants to jump in. All right, sir, join the Discord. I will get you set up if you want in on the podcast. It'll take like 5 to 10 minutes so you guys can take over the chatting as you has done already. They could be good, but the issue is that they aren't set up for failure right from the start because of how leadership went about this. That is a good point, Arthur. Basically, most of the community is now against the new team because of the things that have unfolded on the last 48 hours, because a lot of the community were in the Gala ecosystem for McCarthy and his vision of Miranda's, or for Miranda's, and now that they've been removed and this like unknown new team has come in, they're like, well, you've basically just broke most of our hearts, or if not all of our hearts. They might not give the new team a chance. I am still holding my NFTs. I am still waiting for the game to come out. Hopefully it's the same. So I think there's 3 scenarios that could occur, right? The first scenario is they make an awesome team. They make it better than what McCarthy could have made it, and they release it faster than what the old team could make it. That is the best case scenario. I don't think that's going to happen. The second scenario is they make it exactly as McCarthy envisioned. They do exactly what is promised, and they keep it as a live service game that keeps the game updated, and we get the basic MMO like every month or every couple of months we get a patch and a build, etc. And then the third thing, which most of the community is saying will happen, and that is what everybody's dreading, is they basically build out the game, is what they said they will promise. They make it so all the NFTs that they have previously sold are usable to a certain extent, and they make a game go live and give you the play to earn mechanics to basically say, oh, we fulfilled all of our promises. You can play the game, you can use all your NFTs, you can earn in the game. So we have done our part. You can't sue us. We're not liable anymore. We've given you what we want. and that is the worst case scenario that the whole community is dreading. So based on this news though, as you can see here, somebody posted that stuff was going on sale wicked cheap. A Lantern of the Sun for 0.25 ETH, roughly $435. And if we head over to OpenSea, you can see from 2 days ago, people that don't believe in the new team or just wanted to get out of the ecosystem had started dumping all their land deeds, their ships, their buildings, exemplars, anything related to Mirandus, and that people that didn't want to be in the ecosystem no more, they were just going off. Like some people got really amazing deals, farming hamlets for 55k gala or 2.6, homesteads for under 600, mother's blood for 1 ETH, which is like $300. This stuff was listed for like 2 to 3 ETH because there's only like 23 of them or 20 something. I can find out right now. If we open this link, there is only 31 of these in the game, and 20 of them I guess are in Kyla's wallet. But yeah, like everybody that was like, that's it, I'm out, like fuck this shit, screw this, like this is the last straw, because Mirandus basically was the last pillar of hope for quite a lot of people in the Gala ecosystem. And yeah, Dragon vouchers going for $30, exemplars going for $20 to $30. Yeah, there was quite a lot of fire sales. Did any of you guys manage to pick something up, or were you too busy reading chat? Like, what was the situation at this time?
It's such a weird thing, man, because like, you know, on one end of the spectrum, you're like angry and like you're like, man, fuck this shit, and then on the other end, you're like, but this is really cheap now, and I can finally afford to buy the NFT that I was looking for. And so I even with all that I said, I still picked up some stuff. So I picked up a dock, because I have a seafarer and I have a matching Vox and a boat. So I'm like, finally I can pick up a dock. So I picked up a dock and some small shops, like a weapon shop, etc. But the difference now is that it's like, it really feels like a gamble now. It feels more like a degenerate, like, I'm maybe just throwing some money away. Before it felt like, this is awesome. I'm you know, I can't wait to use these assets and play these and play this game for the long haul. So yeah, it doesn't feel the same for me, but I did pick up some items. I had to. I fell for it.
I mean, I didn't pick anything up, but sorry, I didn't pick anything up, but I was also looking at everything that was getting sold. I am jealous of whoever bought that ranching hamlet for $1,000, because that's an insane deal. Those are going for like, those were going for maybe over $10,000 at one point. So for somebody to pick one up at $1,000, damn, that's one of the things I wanted, land. But no, I didn't pick anything up from that.
I said to myself, oh man, because it was so late for us. It was like 3 a.m. in the morning, and I was lying in bed just looking at the chat, and I was like, oh man, like, and I was so like, because I didn't know what was going on, so I was just like, I was getting like, I had a whole bunch of mixed emotion going on, and I was kind of like, well, I spend more money because I already got I got everything that I ever wanted in the game. The only thing I don't have personally is a lantern. So me and my friend, we share a lantern, but yeah, that bitch don't want to like give me the lantern. She wants to use it for herself. But anyway, that's another story. So I was like, cool, I could get my own, right? So when I saw that lantern go for that price, I was like, that's the only thing that I'm missing. I definitely would have probably picked that up. Like that would have been like, even if the game, like, yeah, like even if it doesn't like come to fruition in terms of what people want, at least I could say I got a fucking lantern for like $500.
Bro, I would have loved the lantern. Like that is the only thing I need to complete my playstyle, because I had a dock and I had a ship, right? And then I was like, I don't want to spend like the first hour or half an hour of the day every time logging into Mirandus to do like maintenance, because if you guys didn't know, I played Albion online on and off for like 5-6 years, and I got to the point where I had like 6 accounts. Every day I would log in on like my alts and my main, do daily crafting, daily focus usage, farming, my islands, all of that shit, and it took 2 hours a day. And just the first 2 hours of gameplay was maintenance. I had to log in, do maintenance, but that maintenance paid for quite a lot of stuff on the side. So it wasn't something that I could skip that day. Otherwise, I would actually lose millions in silver. And I got to the point where I basically just set up this crafting farming empire, and I released like guides that I do content for galagames. I used to do a lot of content for Albion Online, and I released the series called How to Make Bank. And I gave people like 30 ways on how to make bank in Albion Online. And that was my plan for Miranda's. I was going to give people 30 ways how to make bank in Miranda's. But now we'll have to wait and see if that is actually going to be a thing. But yeah, it was an interesting time. We also have more over here that a reply from Repti. I bought NFTs because McCarthy was the one leading the vision. So as you can see, quite a lot of people share his sentiment, and like the only reason they were here was because McCarthy was the head developer and they had a lot of faith in McCarthy. And then you have Gather Beast here posting video games developed in Chile, and you've got a list right here that some of the video games that have been developed in Chile. What do you guys think about this list?
Yeah, not good, honestly. And look, my honest opinion, look, we don't know the quality of these developers. So if the transition is good, and for clarity, from what we know, the previous team, at least all of them, aren't just immediately gone. From what I hear, there's a transition period. So the people who chose to stay are still on, and they are going to provide the new team the assets and kind of educate them on the code base, etc., so that they actually know how to execute this game. And quite honestly, like if they have experience with game development, I'm sure that they could throw something up. The problem is, like, if you lose all the original vision heads and leaders, what happens after the core game is up? Like, who's creating the new content? Who has a vision for how this game progresses, etc.? That's where I see the problem. And yeah, probably they can get the game up and running. They probably have that skill set. And these games, I don't know. I haven't heard of a lot of these. They kind of look like little shitty games. So who knows, right? But again, we have to go off what Bitbender and Benefactor said, that these guys are good and they're quality, right? But that's half the issue. Again, we're missing the vision heads, and again, speculating, we know that, or we heard that Michael McCarthy is still officially on, because I guess he owns a portion of Gala or whatever. But the problem is that Bitbender wasn't clear on if he will still be heading Miranda's, right? So if that was the case, if like he was on, he lost his original team, he has to work with the Chilean team, but he's still like is passionate enough to kind of like lead this game, then cool, there's some hope. But if he's like, fuck it, I'm not touching it anymore because you guys kind of did me dirty, then that's where there might be a problem, in my opinion.
I'm just trying to get CryptoView on the podcast. But yeah, I do agree with you on what you've just said. Looking at some of these games, like Rock of Ages was okay. There's some of the other ones that were good, but I really do wish McCarthy stays on. But as you said, if he's just going to say like, fuck it, I don't want to do this no more, and helps the new team get accustomed to the code and software and the transition period, we will have to wait and see how everything else goes. What else was I had something else available that we had to share? Oh, there's comments by Doug in the YouTube and Sigurd. LOL from Sigurd. I told McCarthy in Austin that I would tell they could tell me if Miranda's was a ROG and I would still buy NFTs for it, but now I'm not sure now that the original team is gone. And then Doug Sunny says developed means only from that place. Big tech companies have research and dev centers in other countries too, but the wiki will say developed in US, UK, etc. And then we have Macrius. The new team mentioned that they have no previous experience making an MMORPG, and that is a big one, yo. Like, if you don't have an experience making an MMORPG and this is your first project making your MMORPG, and this is meant to be the holy grail of Web3 MMORPGs, that doesn't bolster a lot of confidence for the community. Arthur says it means that we were offered lucrative severances packages dependent on how long they stay on board and do knowledge transfer with tight NDAs, but even if agreed to, it will be done without passion. That is another thing said right there. So what are you guys' thoughts on those comments right there?
Yeah, no, that's a shocker. Like, the new team has no experience in making MMORPG. I didn't know that. No, so it's you know what? Yeah, it's interesting why Gala chose this team. Like, they could have chose. I don't know. There has to be a reason. Was it because of cost, expertise, experience, the size of the team, connection? Maybe they got an uncle that worked there. I don't know. But like, cause there's developers all over the world, like Southeast Asia, India. Or maybe it's like timing as well, like, cause South America, so it's probably close by time zone and whatnot. But it has to be a reason. I mean, to choose a team that has no experience in making an MMORPG, it's interesting. But it all comes down to, do we trust Gala? Do we now put our trust in Gala? Like, and based on Gala's track record, oh, bro, thin ice, bro, thin ice.
It just
Well,
begs the question,
and that's the thing too. Like,
why
sorry,
this
go ahead.
team, like, I don't know, I haven't really chimed in. Like, Miranda's, I was never heavy into personally, but like, it just begs the question: why this team over that team with all the experience in the world in that genre, to someone that's publicly admitting they have no experience?
Yeah, and honestly, like, the other problem is, like, why does this keep happening? Also, like, why is it that every single team that they hire, they're having issues with? Why is it like you hire X team to work on Spider Tanks, X team to work on Superior, X team to work on Fuzzles, X team to work on this game, Grit, etc. And then all of a sudden you're having problems with them, and then X team to work on Miranda's, the best team. And it's like, nah, they're not good enough. And it's like, well, based on your hiring critiques, then it's like, well, what makes us think that you know how to hire a dev team? Like, what makes this Chilean team any better? And then the other thing is, like, what's weird, honestly, is that, like, so if it was true, like he said, that their original plan was to hire this team to help and really expand the current Miranda's team, then if it's true that the current Miranda's team was like, nah, we don't want that, that's where there's like something weird happening. Like, if that's true, where like, if like the original McCarthy's team, they're like, Gala approaches them and they're like, look, we're just bringing on some guys to help you, not to replace you, but to help and expand and help speed things up. And then McCarthy's team is like, nah, then that's a little weird if that's true. Like, what would be the reasoning for that? Which makes me think that, like, that's not the case. Because, like, these guys seem logical and rational. Like, if they're just bringing more help to help them speed up the process and get more work done while still maintaining head control and vision of the project, then, like, why wouldn't you do that, right? That's what makes me think that that's, like, not what originally happened, even though that's what was said. So that's why I think there's, like, some weird shit going on.
Yeah, that exactly like that. If they're hiding something, they're not hiding something. Is the new team like it's all up in the air and speculation? But I would like to say CryptoView has officially joined us. You should be seeing him down there. So what's up, CryptoView? Introduce yourself.
Hey guys, what's up? What's up? CryptoView here. How are you guys? I've been
I'm
in Gala
good.
for a long time. A lot of people know me.
Quickly, I think if you go to the browser and then just mute your browser, I think there might be an echo.
Mute my browser.
Yes.
Okay, let me see. Wait.
Dude, fun fact for those who don't know, I found out about Gala because of CryptoView. I was at DecentralCon, the first DecentralCon in Miami, and Gala had a huge booth out there, and they had 3 games that they were promoting. They had Spider Tanks set up on all the big screens way back in the day, and they had Mirandus and Townstar that they were promoting. Bitbender was out there as well. I didn't know who Bitbender was. I just remember this big, huge dude that looked like a character. And on the last day, I'm like, let me sit down and play this game or whatever. And it was only me and CryptoView next to each other, and we were 1v1ing each other on Spider Tanks. And he was just telling me like, oh yeah, this is Spider Tanks. This is how it's gonna work. You're gonna be able to own the tanks, or if you want to own a fleet, you can be a captain and rent them out, and you can own the factories and make the product and blah blah blah. He's like, but the game I'm really excited for is Mirandus. It's gonna be this big fantasy MMORPG, blah blah blah. And like he was telling me all about it, and he's the one who put me on to Gala. And then eventually I became a Gala creator. I created the YouTube. I ended up signing up to be an artist. So like a lot of even like me just being here, being in the Gala community is because of CryptoView. So he's an OG, and I thank him for like putting me on. Even though I lost some money on some fuzzles and some other stuff, you know.
I create El Monstro. I create the monster. Did you guys listen to me better now?
Yep, you're good.
Yeah.
No more echo and nothing?
Nope, you're good. Introduce yourself, man.
Okay, cool, perfect. Yeah, so yeah, I brought a lot of people in since the beginning. I've been in Gala since late 2019, early 2020, and that's how I got in. I'm also moderating in Gala games. So if you guys see me there in purple, that's me.
CryptoView
Mostly
is
for
the
the Spanish-
this
mostly
brand
for-
new
mostly
to you?
for the Spanish channel, though. Mostly for the Spanish channel.
So I want to get your opinion on all this Mirandus stuff, man. Tell us how you feel about it.
You got the insight.
Hey, listen, my Chilean friends, they're Spanish, so I support it. Nah, I'm just kidding.
Oh, he got a bias. He got a bias. Kick this guy out.
No. I'm sad, man. I've been I think Miranda's was the game that brought me in. I used to be a big EverQuest player. I don't know if you guys play EverQuest. So I don't know why they keep saying about the economy not working for Miranda's when back in the days, like in 2000, we were trading and selling digital gold for a game and swords and weapons, anything on eBay. You know, like we were meeting each other on a bazaar in the middle of the game and praying for the other, dropping something on the floor, the other guy picking up real quick, and then praying for the other guy to send you the money on eBay. And the economy was working, So I don't get why we need like $3 million a day for make a game work. So I don't know. It makes no sense for me. The other thing is, I see probably the Chilean developers are professionals in what they're doing, but I also noticed there was no they have no background on MMOs, and that kind of get me down a little bit, because I Miranda's is like, it was like the game that I want to play, for Gala.
For everybody.
Yeah, so I don't know. I have a mixed feelings about it. So I feel sad and happy. Well, the only happy thing that I see is probably right now they can afford maybe more developers and maybe get the game going faster. But it's not gonna be the vision. Probably it's not gonna be the vision. So I hope everything from the foundation side of it is already set up, so they only have to follow through and finish the vision. And I hope they don't change much stuff, and that's my praise for it. But that's all I can think about and pray for it.
Back
Do
to
you think
the
McCarthy's gonna stay on and kind of maybe oversee the project?
Well, I don't know, man. McCarthy, this was like, I guess his last. It was like his last legacy game. So he wanted to put everything that he want, like all his knowledge and everything to his game. So I don't know if he got pride, probably not, but also he had to be thinking about the community and what we are. So I hope he stay, man, somehow. Is doing a supervision or something. Without him, it's probably not gonna be the same. You know.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's sad. I posted a tweet, one of my latest tweet. I'm not really revealing who said that, but confirming that, yeah, like that, this was supposed to be their last game, and this is kind of how they wanted to go out, and that's kind of one of the saddest parts about this, because it's like, damn, you just took that from all these people. It's like they were building, like I said, man, like not only a game for us, but like a game that was like a dream project for them that they wanted to play, like their fantasy MMO that they dreamed of that no one had built. And so then like now they get rug pulled from that, and it's like, fuck, man, that's a sad thing. So yeah, I feel for them, man. It's sad.
Yeah, man. I've been to so many meetups. I went to Malta. I went to like the private Miranda's dinner with McCarthy. This guy is amazing, man. The way he was talking about the game, like he got me so pumped. Like I got.
That's
so
why
many
everybody
ideas and stuff,
was
like,
everybody the last
I'm
48
sad.
hours was like distraught that McCarthy is no, well, they say McCarthy is still there. We don't know if he is continuing, but everybody who interacted with McCarthy over the last 3 years at Malta, at Galaverse, at like the private off meet things that people got invited to if they were able to attend, they saw this man who was creating this game and his vision to create one of the best Web3 MMOs, and everybody's like, yeah, I'm going to be a part of this journey. I'm going to follow like this development process. And over 3 years, people have been following, even though it was quiet. We got like 1 or 2 play tests a year. Everybody was like, okay, this game is going to be the one. It is the holy grail of Web3 MMORPGs. And it was created by, well, Gala Games in 2021. It was like created by Zynga, which was a big company. Well, Eric Sherma, the co-founder of Zynga, founded Gala. So it's a big company. It has experience. They've already got some of the connections in the gaming industry. They know how it works. They've made Farmville, like, etc., etc. They've got everything up and running and good to go. So that was what it was in 2021. And then 2022, 2023, their reputation slowly started to hit rock bottom. And in 2024, everything was looking up. It was like, oh yeah, everything's fine. And then bang, bang. Like Sigurd says, the new team doesn't have experience. Well, not Sigurd, but we said that the new team doesn't have experience making MMORPGs. Well, Sigurd chimes in, is currently 2 MMORPGs counting. They are trying to make Miranda's and The Walking Dead at the same time. So that is a lot of pressure on a new team. And the new team currently has 10 people. Those 10 people are the leads of every department, so like engineering, art, 3D modeling, coding, whatever, and they will be building on that team. But currently the new team is just 10 people. I think the old Miranda's team was 30-ish people, so they have to get at least up to that to even balance, I guess, the workflow or work speed.
Sorry to interrupt you, Smiley, but then think about it. Like if you get like the money that you pay 30 people here is like the money that you pay like maybe 100 people there. So maybe the team is 10 people now, but it's gonna be probably 100 people eventually. They know people, they make games, so we don't know what they have under the sleeve. We probably gotta wait.
That was another thing a lot of people were questioning. Was it like a payment issue? Like you can get 3 times the workforce in Chile than you can get in like the US and remote jobs. Also, Chile is basically like Gala HQ for the Gala development team, because since they let the Walking Dead teams go, I'm guessing they've let Ember Entertainment go. Gala bought out Ember Entertainment last year, so they also have the rights to like Miranda, Meow Match, which is C Money's favorite game. Shout out to C Money, and then like Dragon Strike and all of the 20 games by Ember. So are they just basically building the Chile HQ, and it's going to be like 3-4 floors? Like every floor has like 50 to 60 developers, and they just go ham on every Gala games, in person, not remote. And because Gala has transitioned from remote work to Gala HQ, and they've seen the productivity and the pipeline being faster and more efficient, they're like, okay, we don't want remote devs. We're going to have in-house devs. We can make the Chilean team the in-house devs, and they can basically bolster the ranks of all the other developers or all the other games going. But now it's like, okay, well, all these remote workers, they don't want to move here. They have families. They don't want this and that. The contracts back and forth, we don't know. But they want like a Gala HQ for the developers. And this could be another reason why they switched over for the Chilean team. It will be interesting to see how it does work out. But I have just got a message from somebody who is sharing more alpha with me. A lot of people giving me alpha today. So if we go over to here at Smilinmonster, if you see this on your stream, Pablo, Musashi, and Mark Skaz previously worked together in 2017 on some Indian mobile games. I stalked their LinkedIns. So this is what you get when you fuck with the community. The community goes batshit crazy and starts stalking a load of people. Why did this happen? What's going on? I need all the information. And basically they start playing detective. And this is the screenshots of Pablo Mera, who is currently the game director at Galagames, which is his previous history. And then this is the information of Mark Skaggs, who is the COO, sorry, of Gala Games. And if I can get them side to side, we can compare. I guess it's Giant Monkey Robot or Play My Own Thing, but there is a connection between those two and working together to make games. So the person who sent me the alpha is saying basically maybe Mark Skaggs has brought in Pablo because they've worked previously, but then that makes no sense because McCarthy and the other people have also worked previously. So what makes this new system or new setup better than the old system? What are your thoughts on this, guys?
Well, you know, in Common Ground World, at one point Mark Skaggs was leading that team. And then I don't remember when, but at one point after that, Pablo came in, or Musashi, and he was leading Common Ground World for a while. But I don't know if he's still leading it or he's leading all these other games, because I think they said he's leading Common Ground World and Vox, and I guess maybe Mirandis now. But it is interesting that he came in with Mark Skaggs to work on Common Ground World at one point.
Mm-hmm. How is I know you mentioned it at the start of the stream, but a couple of people have mentioned in chat, Musashi is currently the person in lead of developing Common Ground World, and guess the Chilean team as well. Like, have you noticed a difference? Is there like better speed, better development, production, etc.?
I mean, I would say it's slightly better, but I don't notice a very significant difference. Like, I didn't even know there was a whole Chilean team already helping Common Ground World. So, like, even if I didn't know that, I mean, I don't think I would have believed it, because the progression feels about the same, maybe a little better at most.
Chair Bandit says, last I heard, the Chilean studio has grown to just over 30 in the last 2 weeks, with plans to continue scaling rapidly. Not sure where only 10 came from. Well, the number 10 comes from Musashi himself, saying no, 10 is the core lead group. That will be the most senior people, and this is responding to Figo's question saying, oh, so you're replacing 30 people with 10? And then Musashi says that the 10 is the core lead. As I mentioned, they have 10 core leads and they are hiring as well. I guess Chair's given us more info saying that is now 30 people. So they have the Chilean team, which Musashi is the lead of. Then they have these 10 people who are basically the leads in each development. And then they've got 20 people under them to make a team of 30 currently working on, is it 30 people for Miranda's, or is it 30 people for Miranda's and The Walking Dead? Or is it 30 people for Miranda's, Walking Dead, Dragon Strike, Meow Match, and some of the other mobile games by Amp Entertainment? We don't know. We will have to wait and see. Let's quickly go over some chat messages because we've been going off by ourselves. Let's respond to chat. Tofu says Pablo came into Vox on the 1st of Feb, but has not been seen since in that Discord. So we have that. Sigurd says, well, he is over all the Gala games now, so he's probably pretty busy. That is true. Yeah, there you go. So not 10 total. Yeah, not 10 total. I guess I misspoke of saying 10, but there is 10 core lead people. And since you gave us information that there is now 30 with plans to expand, we'll see how big the team actually goes if you have information, if it's 30 for just the Mirandas or 30 for Mirandas and The Walking Dead, we would appreciate that, Chair Bandit, if you can say. Sigurd says, I don't think he is a founder. It was just from the beginning. I guess this is related to Musashi. And then Arthur says, my fear is that it turns into a basic cookie cutter game that doesn't stand out from all the other cookie cutter games like Champions Arena. Basically, it is, in my opinion. What's your thought on this? This is like the worst case scenario, right? Where it basically becomes a MMO that is the same as pretty much any other MMO, but the only upside is you can trade things because it has Web3 elements to it. The other early competition right now in Web3 is Big Time, because Big Time is one of the best MMOs out there currently that a lot of people do enjoy playing. Mirandas was meant to be like the Holy Grail, as I keep saying. In my mind, it was meant to be the Holy Grail. I don't know if it was like that for everybody else, but yeah, what are your thoughts on the comments on YouTube?
Smiley, let me ask you a question, because you play like a lot, and you get I don't really play a lot of MMORPG. I'm more of like an action-based story guy, so like Zelda, Final Fantasy, and whatnot. So if they were to copy another MMORPG game that's like out there already or in the past or whatever, it was to just copy it exactly how it is and just made it like Web3, what games should they copy that's already, done it successful? And yeah, because you was like, you don't want them to, be just like any other MMORPG and then copy shit. But like, if there was to copy one, which one would it be?
You're setting me up so perfectly.
World of Warcraft.
No. It's old school RuneScape.
Wow.
Old school RuneScape. You have to copy old school RuneScape. They've made the game for like 20 plus years. They've battle tested all the ideas in old school, so you don't have to do through any of that. You can just copy their economy, the systems that work, how they fight the bots, how they target inflation in their gaming economy. Everything like that. I just say you should just make old school RuneScape Web3 and you have a successful game, but nobody's done it yet. When somebody makes something similar but reskins it and adds their own little fancy touches to it, it's gonna shake over the world. But yeah, old school RuneScape is the game you want to copy because it's been out for 20 years. People still play it. It was one of the most active MMORPGs in the last couple of years with the new expansions of like the next expansion. Then they had the recent update for the new Raids 3, Raids 2 as well. Like anytime there is new content for RuneScape, they get hundreds of thousands of players going back to that game to play it for the recent update. The progression in RuneScape is amazing. If I could pick a combo of games, it'd be like RuneScape overall, with Archage's ship mechanic, because Miranda's has ships, so add that part to Miranda's. And then you have the Albion Online's mantra of you are what you wear. So basically you have a character that is default, right? For example, if you have an All-Sight Elf, it gets a bonus to range damage, so you might want to build more towards ranged. But any gear or any equipment you wear is what you become. So if I wear a heavy armor and I have like a mace and shield, I become like a tank. If I wear like cloth armor and I have like a staff, I become a damage dealer or a mage or a healer. If I have like leather armor and I have like a bow, I become like an assassin or a archer. And that's one thing I really liked about Albion Online is you wasn't locked to a certain class. You wasn't locked to a certain playstyle like majority of the MMOs. You could basically be anything you wanted at any time and switch. So what couple of weeks I'll be a damage dealer. I'll be doing like raining fireballs and then shooting pyros and ice and fire and lightning everywhere. And the next week is like, oh, our team doesn't have a tank, so I'll put on tank gear. I tank for the team, and then it's like, oh, I hardly played healer. But it was 1 or 2 weeks where there was like a 50% experience boost and I leveled up my healing spec and I played healer. So that was the best part about Albion Online. You are what you wear. The skills and classes in Miranda's, as they have said that they'll be developing how they did it, where you can get them as NFTs and drops in the game, and then you can equip them, but you need certain masteries and skills to be a certain rank before you can use them. For example, if you get like a pyromancer, you'd need fire attribute to like 300 or something, and then you need like staff mastery to like 100. So that is kind of similar to You Are What You Wear. But yeah, if it was a combo, it'd be RuneScape, Archage's naval combat. I guess you can do Black Desert's node system, but now we're getting into like all the favorite parts of the MMOs I have played. It's a pretty big task if you want to add all of them. But back to your original question, if they did copy one game and made it Web3, like I keep saying, just make a Web2 game, add the Web3 elements, stop adding all this random shit like tokenomics or Web3 stuff that you don't need in the game. you basically just make a MMORPG. You let the player time, effort, and energy they put into the game dictate how much they get out. Stop doing these leaderboards, rewards. Stop doing these pools that you have to spend money in so you can get X money out. You make it so everything is roughly a player-driven economy. I can go mine resources for 10 hours. Shout out to my boy Lou, who does that every day in The Walking Dead Empires. And he should be able to sell those resources to somebody else for Gala or ETH or USDT, whatever they want. And that could be his way of making money in the game. Then you have other people who just like crafting, right? In Albion Online, as I said, I used to craft every day for 2 hours. I could just play Walking Dead Empires, craft weapons and armor, and then sell it to my boy Khaos, who likes to kill walkers for 12 hours a day to raise his levels. And that is my way of making money. And the way you get a good economy is by factoring in player time. Now, none of these gala games currently have the player time narrative. They just have like a leaderboard and the money you put in narrative. And that basically means you have to do this one thing to be able to get what you want. Which is Web3. Most people play Web3 games just to get the end payout. It's like, oh, I can play this game and I can earn money. Some people do it as a job. It's like, I'm playing this game to earn money. There's like several different mindsets. But for example, they did with Legendary Born, and they're thinking of doing it with Lost Expedition, right? Where you can craft certain things with materials, then you can rent things, which is another feature that is good, because now people that play the game a lot can like get these resources and assets. For example, if you play Miranda's, you get the legendary flame sword, and then you go to sleep, you put it up for rent for 8 hours, somebody else can use it, and then you can earn like $1 or $2 by going to sleep for something that you have spent your time, energy getting, and somebody else can experience, oh, I'm basically using this legendary flame sword that there's like only 1 of 5 in the game, and I've get to experience how to use it, and then he's going to be motivated to play the game more, like participate in the player-driven economy to grind and get like a legendary flame sword if his luck so wishes to. So that is how I think they should go about games. Legendary Born is a good start. They have 3 things going for them, which is the crafting system, the renting system, and the leaderboards. They've made it so the leaderboards isn't the main focus. You can still do the other things, but currently the leaderboards is the only way to get paid out in Tolk. So that is a good baby step. Once they start developing on this, so example, I think the next one might be Legendary, not Legendary Born, Last Expedition. In the next couple of months, if they get that economy up and running, then they battle test The Walking Dead Empires, and then hopefully by the time Miranda's comes out, they have a lot of information to pull from to say what works and what doesn't work. I think a lot of the things that were in the 2021, 2022, 23 games was basically their contracts and how the contracts were writ up to say, we need this model, this is what you get, this is how you have to set it up. And now that they might be finishing or renewing, etc., they are doing their own model and their own battle testing. But yeah, that is my viewpoint. What are your guys on what I just said, or Khaos's question?
When we put in Smiling as a game lead, one of the games.
I've been saying that from the start, bro. Like, get me on your games, I'll make them successful.
Yo,
I've been
Jay,
playing games
in the chat.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was talking earlier. Yeah, he put a comment earlier.
We should actually scroll up and read quite a lot of chat. I've been missing chat because I've been trying to focus, keep all of this up and running and making sure everything's working.
You just went on a beautiful rant, so that was good.
Now, earlier, Jay Hughes said he said non-disclosure agreements and confidentiality sucks with a heart next to it.
Yes,
understandable, good sir.
He wants to talk, but he can't.
Well, obviously, because if he talks, he's going to get in a load of legal issues. So we thank you for coming here. We thank you for watching. We know you can't give us any information, but you just being here is the support that we need.
Come on, and you can like wink twice and stuff.
We'll just ask questions and you can... code. Yeah, well, he is the technical lead, so he could probably figure something out to how to get it to us. It's like, nod twice if it's yes. Are you okay?
Yes. Send a coded message from the blockchain.
Shit, like espionage, like just create a fake user account, like we don't know it's you, like, you know what I mean?
We're over here just talking about how sad we are that you guys are gone, man. So we're so disappointed in what just happened. But I mean, I'm a little hopeful, but not that much, honestly. But man,
so much.
So just to update from Chembed, I know the most recent figure I heard was 30 for the studio. but they are extending quite a bit. So whatever numbers may be marked for specific games right now is going to change in the upcoming months, which is understandable because they did say they are hiring rapidly. He also agrees with the sentiment of RuneScape being the game you should copy because of the rant that I just had. Lucifer says Skyrim. Skyrim is a good RPG and like a storytelling game, but it's not a MMORPG. You could make Skyrim an MMORPG. I also think Cyberpunk 2077, if you take that world, made it into an RPG, that would also be one of the most badass games you could have because it's got quite a lot of the systems already up and running. Night City, then you've got the mod system, then you've got the living system, the perks. Like that would be amazing. If I did see 1 or 2 games that were in a cyberpunk-esque theme building Web3 games, but I can't remember the names off the top of my hat, but I am paying attention to them. They could be like what we hope for Miranda's to be. If Pokemon Go was Web3, someone would make millions. Yeah, once Pokemon gets into Web3, it's over for most of the other TCGs in terms of the brand. Like if Pokemon says, yes, we're doing Web3, you can now... They do it normally, right? So if you guys don't know, I have a younger brother. His business, he recently bought a shop and he is a Pokemon collector / trader. His shop basically is to buy and sell Pokemon cards. Now, he does it physically.
Oh, nice.
People come into his shop, spend 3-4 hours a day in the shop, spend a couple $100, $50, $20, depending on their age. Like kids don't have a lot of money, so they spend like $10-20. Adults come in, spend a couple $100. They find that shiny, rare Gen 1 Charizard. They'll spend a couple $100. If it's graded, a couple $1,000. eBay, a lot. People have eBay apps on their phone and like 2-3 other apps to basically check how much a thing is worth. And if the recent sales are what it say it is, if it's worth this current price, if the trend has gone up or down. I think I'm starting to see a theme here, if you guys understand what I'm talking about. So once Pokemon comes in, they're doing everything physically already. Now it's just going to be, you don't have to carry like 4 binders in your backpack to a shop and risk the chance of that 4,000, 5,000, 10,000 collection being robbed on the street, because London isn't exactly the safest time at night, depending on which area you're at. And you can get some ruffians every now and again. So I have heard stories of I have heard stories of people's binders getting stolen, and those binders are worth a couple of grand. If you had it on your phone, nobody would know you had a backpack. Everything would be in an NFT format on like a wallet that you own, that is secure, that you have access to, and you could trade back and forth. I don't need to explain what Web3 is and why it's the best thing for gaming to you guys, because you guys already get it. You already here. But I'm just saying, once Pokemon jumps in, or once any other major brand jumps in and they finally get it, like how MicroStrategy was like the first, Michael Saylor was like, yo, Bitcoin isn't all that. And then once it clicked for him, Michael Saylor is like God for Bitcoin, right? He is the person you go to for Bitcoin. So once that happens for one of the famous brands in Web 2 and they turn Web 3, it's going to change the power dynamic for quite a lot of things.
Nintendo have always been so innovative. If you look all the way from the SNES all the way to current day, they've always been so ahead of the curve, even if it isn't the like general route to market that everyone else has gone. If they just make Pokemon Web 3, like you say, it's just game over.
Mm-hmm.
Well, aren't they doing something kind of almost there, where some of their cards can be scanned and then you also get like the digital version of that card? The only thing is that, you know, there's no trading system where you can't sell that.
Yeah,
card
there's a Pokemon app. I think it's called like the Training Something app, and basically you get codes and you can play the Pokemon game digitally on that app. It teaches you how to play the game with the cards as well. You can scan codes to unlock certain things as well. Like once that app just basically says, oh, this is 8-bit tendies, this is Smilinmonster, you want to trade? Like you have this card, he wants this card. That will kickstart the Nintendo thing. And as Shadow was saying, like, yeah, Nintendo are innovative, right? Nintendo 64, that controller, the Nintendo Wii, the Nintendo Switch, like they know they're not afraid to break the mold. Whereas Sony and Xbox is like, oh, PlayStation 1 works, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4. Like just stick with the blueprint that's making us money. And Nintendo's like, yo, we're gonna make some awesome shit. It may not work all the time, but once it does, it's gonna be awesome.
Like Square Enix, like another Japanese company,
Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy. they've embraced Web3 culture completely. Like you can buy like Final Fantasy 7 statues that come with like a load of NFTs like attached to them and stuff. So it is just a matter of time.
I really honestly think that like a lot of these companies want to do more in the space. It's just that they don't want, because
Be
right
the
now there's still a
first.
big stigma, so they don't
Yeah.
want their audience to just kind of be like, ah, fuck y'all are doing NFTs, etc. Because like we see it all the time. Like if some company or some streamer or whatever, or what's going on with like Hearthstone and Parallels, like, oh, a Hearthstone player is saying some positive things about this Web3 game, and then all of a sudden everyone starts raging at him because not even understanding the game or knowing his reasonings, and even though his reasonings are logical, uh, they're just like, ah, it's an NFT scam, and that's because what happened, the last bull cycle where everyone was buying gorilla PFPs and there was a shit ton of scans happening, but I think it's a matter of time, not based on the companies not wanting to do it. It's really just like on the fan base kind of getting used to it or switching the terms around. Just like get rid of the term NFT. Stop saying NFT and kind of sneak it in there. Go with digital ownership, digital asset, or something like that. Or don't even talk about blockchain and just allow it to happen. I don't know what the answer is, but it's going to happen eventually.
So you got Kathy Wood saying that Bitcoin's going to go to over $1 million. Like it's literally just a matter of time before like mainstream and banks embrace it.
Yeah, we're getting it. Yeah, that's the article right there.
Yep.
With what's his name?
Thetis, a Parallel ambassador. He was a big Hearthstone player and a content creator, and he won the Hearthstone Champion Euro Championship in 2015 and 2016, and he recently became a Parallel ambassador. And then a lot of people didn't like this. This is him like posting why he did it and some of the information about Yu-Gi-Oh cards and like his background. And then you go to here, which is the other side, is like, if you're going to follow an influencer in crypto NFT game, please go in knowing you're not going to make money and know that they are being paid to promote these games. Have had to try weird spelling to deal with the bots trying to sell me this. And then imagine playing and supporting Hearthstone for 8 years only to get this as a reply from a dev after I shared my experience with Champions TCG. But Raven, I made money off people below me on the pyramid scheme. So this is the mindset of the Web2 gamers or the average gamer who hasn't took his 100 hours to research crypto, blockchain, NFT, Web3 gaming. And this is what they think. And it's
These
not
are the same people that are laughing at people for buying Bitcoin to buy pizzas,
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
So it is just a matter of time.
Speaking about bots, are we gonna get into that? Because there is also a big bot problem happening within the Gala ecosystem, and it's affecting some of the creators and obviously the Discord and some of the accounts tied to Gala. So I don't know if we're gonna talk about that today because it relates to this. Because quite honestly, it seems really desperate and scammy to me, and I'm in the ecosystem, right? And this is the stuff that we don't want to see. I don't want to see. And this is the stuff that affects the Web2 people, quote, from coming in, because you jump into a Gala Discord and all of a sudden you got Gala rocks and Gala is the best and blah, blah, blah. And everything looks like it's bots talking to each other. And someone comes in and they could easily see that. They're going to be like, yeah, this is a scam or something weird going on here. So I don't know if you guys want to talk about that. Get into it a bit because I've been seeing a lot of it happening. I've been posting about it. No one wants to address it. I messaged Bitbender. His response was basically, yes, we've noticed too. But I don't see any of these bots getting or them doing anything about it or addressing it themselves. So I don't know if you want to touch on that.
Yeah, we can. We can touch on that and then go over chat and then we'll end the stream there because it is a pretty long stream. We have awesome guests and I guess everybody did like the direction of this one. So let's address that and then we'll go over chat and finish off with responding to some of the questions from chat. So I will recap with that. I was just trying to find some of my posts because if you go to some of the comments on these posts, you just see stuff like this, like grinding away galagames, love to play, earn to model, keep up the great work. And then you should check out Legends Reborn as well. I'm pretty sure you'd love it, when I'm basically streaming galagames and I'm playing the games that they have said you should check out. Like, they haven't watched the live stream, they ain't interacting with the live stream, they're just saying, oh, gala or go gala games, then like comment this, like that's the way gala horde, gala games, gala. Like the gala horde, there's like 2-3 types of bots I've noticed. One is like the gala horde bots, one is the bots that just post like something related to gala, and there's like a third set of bots that don't follow any rules and they're kind of random. So these are just some of them on a post. JD says, love it, love you too, bro. Need to stream again sometime whenever you want. I guess it will be Friday because that's his day. But yeah, you can see there's like a whole bot problem. It's not just Twitter. Like, as you said, you go on Discord, you go to the general chat. Ever since they've introduced that happy vibes bot, quite a lot of people just make accounts and be like, yo, Gala's the best, I love Gala. And then that bot will pick up your spreading positivity, and then they have a chance to win 100, 1,000, or 10,000 gala based on the thanks quest. No, not the thanks quest, the Discord bot that allows you to be entered in a draw and win some prizes. So this is an issue. If somebody's trying to come into your ecosystem, you see this type of shit, you're not exactly going to be happy about this. Also, based on bots, if you go to gala games, and then you go to, I don't know if you guys were paying attention during the hackathon live streams, but they had
some fishy activity.
They had ridiculous numbers of live people watching, or like when it said that there were this many people on while watching the live stream, as well as Twitch. But I guess Twitch is algorithms different, because even if you go, not Twitch, Twitter, even if you go on right now, it says we have like 197 people watching, when in fact we have like 30 to 40 over the 2-3 platforms. I guess Twitch's algorithm works based on whoever's seen your post, and it just counts it as a view. So there is that. So not Twitch, Twitter or X will cancel that. But basically this, there was a lot of like live stream bots. There was a lot of like reply and comment bots over on Twitter and Discord. Like, I've noticed it. I have got quite a lot of them. It does affect me, as you're saying, it affects creators. But how about you, Dubstep or Shadow and Khaos? Like, Dubstep is a creator in Gala for a long time. Shadow and Khaos have started to create content again on Legends Reborn. What are your experience? Oh, CryptoView as well.
Well,
CryptoView.
I don't think I've noticed bots like in my videos, but I have noticed them around the ecosystem, like you said, in the galagames Discord or on X. More bots in the past couple of months.
Oh, definitely.
I'm on like a stream strike until we get some feedback from the balancing on Legends. So I've not experienced it, to be personally.
Boy's on he's on a hunger strike. He's not gonna eat until he gets an answer. Khaos is not. He's eating.
I'm a big guy, man. That could probably do me a favor. That's the route I probably should have gone.
Look, man, all I'm gonna say, and I say this because we got some people from Gala watching this, right? And to me, it's starting to become very obvious that it's someone at Gala doing this, because it doesn't seem like it's just some random person who maybe owns some Gala and some NFTs, and he's trying to like run some bots to benefit himself, especially now with like the article that came out with Mirandis, and they had all this feedback and negativity towards it. And any Mirandis post, like the one I posted, now has bots on that. It's like, oh, give the new dev team a chance. You never know. This might be good. Gala Horde, Mirandis, hashtagging Gala. Those are all bots. And then like Smiling said, I was on that hackathon stream, and you always get 100, 200, 300 viewers on there maybe, and then that hackathon all of a sudden, oh, it's like 6,000 people on there, 7,000, 8,000, not 10,000 people. And then I commented, I'm like, oh, there's not a whole lot of activity in the chat for there being 10,000 people in here. And someone, a moderator deleted my shit. So like, that needs to stop, right? Because we know that that's happening. It's becoming super obvious. And then even with, and I'm gonna say it, like with Razor's coming out, the Gala Film. You go on that Gala Film account and you look at the average views, right? And then you start comparing, oh, this trailer just came out and in 5 days it has 1 million views. Look, and then start reading some of those comments. Those don't look like regular comments, right? So like someone at Gala is botting everything and they're going crazy and it looks scammy, it looks deceptive, it's super obvious, we know. So whoever needs to hear this, just, you know, cut the shit basically, you know what I mean? Like it's not good. And also if you're gonna bot, like, and obviously they know who the creators are because the creators are getting botted, right? So, you know, like I don't want to see the bots on my fucking comments. Like if you're gonna bot, don't bot me, bot your own shit. So that's why I'm saying this. So if anyone's paying attention at Gala, we can see it happening. We know it's someone over there. It doesn't look good. That's all I gotta say.
I want to talk to CryptoView real quick because he is the guardian of the Telegram Gala's Telegram. He is in there all the time. That's where I know him from, and the podcasts when I did join you, 8-Bit and Zoro and Lava when that was a thing a couple months back. But how is your experience in the Telegram group with bots? Because Telegram is a cesspool for all sorts of like scams, bots, and all of that. Have you noticed like any changes over the couple of months that you've been like a moderator in the bot, in the Telegram group of bots, or like more people just trying to do weird things?
Well, they they set up the Telegram into topics now, so you have different channels over there. I don't know if you guys been there lately. So I see mostly like real moderators there. They got few more moderators. Like I'm not the only one. Before I was like the only one, like 24/7. But now they got like 7 people in there, and they're doing a pretty good job. Like the only bots that I see in Telegram is like the one that is feeding up the burning and like the greetings, and the one that kills all the links when you put a link in there, like the bot kills it. But like the way that I see it on Twitter, like no, Telegram doesn't have that. Like I know the moderators, well, the ones that I know, I haven't seen anyone that looks like a bot. And if it is, it's a pretty cool AI because it responds like not like a bot. So I think in Telegram we kind of saved, but Twitter is flooded, man. I don't know who's doing that. And like AB10 says, like it start looking like a scam, you know. So whoever is doing it, it should stop for real. Like at least lower it a little bit, I don't know, make it more realistic, because sometimes
Lower it.
you know, because if you listen, if you go to one of the bots, like you see like they comment the same thing, like very close, the comments are very close, it's like they saying the same exact thing, and then when you touch them, they say this account was created on April 2024 or something like that. So why you supporting something if the account is just created? And most of them are just account that just created. So I don't know. I hear a lot of people are reporting them on Twitter so they can get banned. You know, they're bots. They're gonna multiply like the gremlins. So I don't know.
100%. All right, so it's been a pretty long live stream. Let's take like 10-15 minutes to respond to some of the questions that have been popping up in YouTube chat, and then we'll call it there, because it's been a long podcast, but it deserves to be a long podcast because of what has been happening. So let's switch over to YouTube chat. I believe I stopped here with Lose Pokemon Go comment. So we have Theseus. It's not any logical reason to fire the most loved team in Gala with the most loyal community and then that to happen before the bull run. It's not logical. They can always keep them for the launch of the game and fire them after. Now I believe that Gala doesn't care, and what they do is to make Miranda's even without a soul, and they are going to focus on a layer 1 or whatsoever. Yeah, so I've been saying this over the last couple of live streams. If you've followed or watched me during the live streams, Gala is switching from being a publisher that publishes like games and like all of these other things to be a platform. So they basically want to build the tools and be the ecosystem that people want to go to and build on, and they will supply you what you need to do that. They don't want to be the people anymore that are just focusing on developing or publishing the games. This is what I've noticed over the last couple of years. Me and Shadow were talking earlier before the live stream, and he was like, but they shouldn't forget their roots, right? Because Gala is only Gala because of 2020, 2021 Go Gala Games. A lot of people are here for the games. The games provided all this funding and like all of the opportunities for Gala to become Gala Film, Gala Entertainment, Voxverse, Gala Layer 1. And it feels like they're just kicking gaming to the side. It's like, oh yeah, gaming's a part of our ecosystem. You get these bunch of games. We might get more like games on the developers or platforms or whatever. But yeah, it's not the main priority right now. Right now, layer 1 is the main priority, and it's understandable. You want your layer 1 to get out there, to be shown, to be heard. And like once that's over, like they need to, like Bitendy was saying, they need to do a better job of marketing. They need to do a better job at announcements. Like for example, when the Gala launcher got an update, I thought it was a scam, bro. I was like, whoa, has somebody hacked Gala's website and they're telling me to download like this new Gala launcher? Because there was no announcements, there was no information, none in Discord, none in the creator chat, none in like Telegram or Twitter, like nothing. It was like, yo, there's this new update, like click it at your own risk. You could download something. But yeah, I waited before Nephilim commented in one of the Discords to say, yeah, this is an actual legit announcement before I pressed OK to continue. So like that needs a bit of work. The Bitbender, I guess, has said he's been busy with all the layer 1s and integrating and going to the marketing side for that. But yeah, as I said, it's going from a publisher to a platform, and gaming looks like it's being kicked to the side. Doug watching with a couple minutes delay, but I was more of an Ultima Online guy in the past. Yeah, so Ultima Online and Albion Online is roughly the same genre, so that makes 100% sense as well. Jay Hughes really wants to talk but can't. Yes, as Dubstep said, he can't talk, otherwise there would be issues. And then Smiling moved to Chile. No, bro. Well, actually, I wouldn't mind. You know, the UK isn't exactly doing that great. I'll go home to India. I'll go to like Asia, Thailand, Bangkok. Actually, I'll go to Philippines. Philippines is like the Web3 home right now. So I'll be jamming in the Philippines. We have Jay Hughes with a hot comment. The entire key is pretty close to backspace. I don't know that. EVE Online would be a fantastic option for a Web3 version as well. I spent thousands of hours strictly being a miner in EVE, and I don't think I ever engaged in PvP. Yeah, so Star Atlas is trying to become, well, not become, but Star Atlas is like the ambition of EVE Online. Now, Star Atlas is going to take 5-6 years to develop. The community over there loves it. They haven't fired the developer team, and they do like the CEO, who talks in quite a lot of podcasts and is pretty friendly. I think he reminds us of someone that we know and love fairly dearly ourselves. But that is basically the Web3 version of EVE. And then if we go down, there's a couple more. The EVE devs are already making something in Web3. That is true. That is from Glitchbot. They did say something about that recently. Doug is in chat. He says the now rounds with the other 100 people for the co-op to hunting people in NullSec was a Friday special favorite. This reminds me of Albion Online Black Zone PvP. Like if Albion Online became a Web3 game, it would attract a lot of the hardcore PvP players, as well as the people that like to own castles, buildings, land, farming, like stores, merchants, everything. Like Albion Online, to be fair, is another game that if you copied it, it would have a hardcore community. I think all the people that play Albion Online currently would just move over, because then they'll actually be able to RMT without being banned, because it's no longer RMT. It's actually a player economy where they have the ability to transfer silver and gold, etc. back and forth. So once a game figures out how to do it for a specific genre, and the community figures out, oh, like I could put $1,000 into this game, and if I do something wrong or randomly they can't ban me, I still have the NFTs or the skins or the items, I can still move it about. And then we have quite a lot of so far, anything or based on the questions or comments you guys want to add up, feel free to chime in. I'm just going to try and find some of the comments that people have been saying. As Theseus says, games take time. Great games with soul even more. Mirandus was the reason that 90% of the community joined Gala. You don't touch this team even if they are slow. You help them to get faster. And I guess that was the original case, where if the Mirandus team was the lead team and then the Chilean team was the bolstering force, but it looks like there was some miscommunication, altercations, or something going back and forth, and everything fell piece by piece till we got that article. Owning in-game assets is one of the main reasons I got into Gala games over 3 years ago. This is from Lucifer. All the money that I had spent on Clash of Clans, man, it would have been great to have some of the NFTs for it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is why gaming, Web3 gaming is the future, and it is inevitable because Sam Safrina says that, so I'll use that right there. Lucifer, Khaos, and Smiling, level 97 HQ upgrade after stream, like 15 other upgrades gonna happen as well. Okay. Thank you for the shout out, Lou. If you play The Walking Dead, then make sure to join the Gemini Stars Discord. We are one of the most active Walking Dead community, and Lucifer is always in there helping people out. Web3 Gaming says free engagement for you guys. I'm guessing he's related to the bots when it's just like, oh, you get free tweets, free impressions and all that. But yeah, it depends who's doing it, right? Like 8-Bit said, if it's somebody from Gala, then stop it. It looks real scammy. If it's like another community member or like some random guy that just really loves Gala and is like, oh, Gala to the moon, then like you should report it to X or Twitter, and Elon should try and do something about that. But if it is from Gala, then you know it doesn't exactly look right. We have Tofu saying stream strike for Shadow. We have Macro saying free McCarthy, which is probably like another movement, which was hashtag make Miranda's hard, which I think the new hashtag will be make Miranda's the same or if not better. And then we have lack of ethics. Used to be a hard stance against bots. Now it's okay if it benefits the narrative. Shameful. And then Lucifer, 8-Bit, I like you. Straight to the point. Ain't no bush to even be around. We do love it. I think this is when 8-Bit was going off on the bots. And then Web3 Gaming, who is a fellow superior buddy, likely Gala, but wouldn't rule out someone just as invested. Exactly. If somebody's got like, 400 founders nodes that make him thousands of Gala a day, and it was like, Galata's not exactly in a good position. Let me just spend like 2 days worth of distro buying these bots and then pumping all these bots on Twitter or Discord to say Gala is an amazing place. That could also be a thing. We have SSG saying, I think Champion Arena continues to mess up their gameplay. Those NFT pets means whoever gets the speed wins the game. That is true, good sir. But the legendary skin is also another thing. And with most things, there's going to be power creep. And because it's a gacha game in general, mobile gacha games as well, they have a load of power creep. But I do like the new team, like how Liam is tackling the changes to the team, making it better. The 2024 roadmap is amazing. I think Shadow can comment and say it is one of the best changes, like the Nexus update and the Arena update is one of the best changes in the game for the last couple of months. What do you say, Shadow?
Yeah, they're really killing it. They're doing a great job.
There is Wookie. I've been listening, FYI. Damn bots. Yeah, Wookie gets hit with a lot of bots. If you guys don't know, I'm pretty sure you will know, but Wookie is another big creator in the Gala ecosystem, and most of his comments get hit with bots. And then Tofu, I thought you were skiing at Dr. Wookie. I think Dr. Wookie was at work. You think the Chilean team will work hard for the fear of getting fired? LOL, skeptical here. I don't think the Chilean team's getting fired. I think the Chilean team is the end game. Like I said, they're going to have like a hotel, not a hotel, but a HQ called Gala Development HQ or the Chilean HQ. There's going to be like 4 or 5 floors. Each floor has like 30, 40 developers, and they're working on like Miranda's, Walking Dead. One floor is working on like the mobile games, for example, Dragon Strike, Meow Match. One is working on Legendary Born. One is working on Last Expedition. One is working on Townstar. And it's just going to be like, yeah, we go to these people develop and sort out our shit. We've got one guy that we communicate with, or we have like 4 guys that we communicate with. We don't have to worry about the remote work. We don't have to worry about different laws and different states and different jurisdictions and different rules we have to follow. We have one area, which is San Diego, Chile. We know everything there. We've got a guy and a couple of lawyers there that know what they need to do. And that, I think, is the end game, is like we're skipping all of this bullshit that we've had 2021, 22, 23 with remote work and people not developing. Because, for example, the old Vox team did not plan or develop what they say they were developing. For example, that chicken game, I really had no idea why they made the chicken game. I would have much preferred they spend resources in the actual Voxverse. I think was it Get Plucked. A lot of people enjoyed Get Plucked, but I was like, you could have spent the 3-4 months you're working on this to actually work on stuff on Gala Games. It was kind of the same thing with Tavern Games. They were like, oh, we made Tavern Games, but I was like, instead of hiring those 5 new developers to work on Tavern Games, you can just put those 5 developers to work in Miranda's to get that game up faster. But Tavern Games made a little bit more sense because you will be able to go into a tavern in Miranda's and then play those games in the game. So it still had like a way to go back into original, whereas like Get Plucked had, I saw no way it would connect to the original Voxverse or back and forth. The Vox Odyssey game, which is Discord game, that made kind of sense because you're basically using your Vox in a text-based RPG to get that up and running for the last couple of years before the actual game went live, and then you would transfer your stats over and items over. It wouldn't be 1-for-1, but they did say you'd be able to get something. But I believe the new team, Tofu can correct me on this, is you will keep your stats and you will keep your resources 1-to-1 in the new Voxverse version 1. I don't think they'll be doing version 0 anymore. They will go straight to version 1 because version 0 did not have enough gameplay or gameplay loop to be considered a release based on what they have said. And then we have enjoyed meeting you every time in Austin. I guess there's a conversation between Wookiee and CryptoView back and forth. Virtual Love Star Atlas, Game Economy 2. Yes, so I've seen quite a lot of Virtuals posts. If you didn't know, Masters of Materium interviewed the CEO of Star Atlas, and they had like a good 2-hour live or podcast, basically teaching people what Star Atlas is, how to get into it, how to get started with the new update, which was Sage Labs base, like star based. And I have started to play star based. I did have a couple of ships, but I used it in the old system where I could just add it to the platform and they would get me Atlas daily. But now I've started interacting with the game, and I don't like that it's on chain because right now Solana is in meme coin season, and meme coin season is saying that 80% of the transactions I do, it fails. So I actually can't even play the game because every time I click confirm my transaction, there's a 1 in 4 chance it's gonna go, yep, no, something went wrong. We'll take your Solana though, and you can't continue progressing this game. So once they get that shit sorted out, I don't think everything needs to be on chain. Like some people are religious for everything on chain, tracking all the metrics. Like, no, you don't need everything on chain. The only thing that you need on chain is when you're actually putting stuff in or out of the ecosystem. You can have everything else on a database as long as the database is backed up and people can see it and access the database. You're fine. It's like when you transition a database out and into an NFT, like Champions Arena does. On that side, they did amazing. Like you can play the game normally. You can play the game as a Web 2 game and not do with anything related to Web 3. But once you start getting into the Web 3 elements and learning, oh, I can get arena scrolls or minting scrolls, and then I can mint this into an NFT, and then somebody might want to buy it, like this and that. Like it's a good change of progression. And it's a good system to set up. Whereas Star Atlas, like to move your ship from point A to point B or to start mining, you have to send a transaction through the blockchain and then it confirms in game for it to have access to that function. And I was like, yeah, that's too much for me. But I have tested it out. It is working. The new changes everybody does like. So we'll have to wait and see. Maybe I start streaming or playing more Star Atlas. 8-bit tendies, just make Miranda's Sigurd, make Miranda's hard. Yeah, these are the old hashtags. And then we have Tavern Games was one engineer hired. He worked on Miranda's mostly. Rockstar Todd. Oh my god. If Tavern Games was just one guy, then that makes a lot of sense because he did what? The Blackjack one, the Snake Eyes, the skins and all that. Okay, if it's one guy, that makes... I'm happy with that. I thought it was like 5 or more and then they could have just hired that for the team. But Jay, who's coming in with the information, much love, good sir. Odyssey resources for Vox will be less than 1-to-1. This is from Tofu, who is lost in the Voxverse. He is the guy who does Chatterbox. So if you want to keep up to date with the Vox ecosystem, make sure you go to Tofu to get all the information there. And I think this is a good time to slowly start wrapping up, guys. What do you think of this podcast? This week was pretty hectic.
Yeah.
I guess I'll just say disclaimer: the views and opinions of 8-bit are not the opinions of the Smiling podcast. I know I kind of say shit without a filter. But last words from me, just based around kind of Miranda's, and I don't know, man. Again, kind of expressing a disappointment as to what happened with that. And if whoever is listening, McCarthy or whoever, like, the community's still here. We still would like to see the game happen. Unfortunately, you can't do it with your original team. You probably don't have the same type of passion or want to continue. But if you do and can, I think the community is still here and kind of wants that to happen. And that would probably be one of the best scenarios for everyone. Kind of sucks what happened to the old team, especially like those things I mentioned earlier, where this was supposed to be your last hurrah, and you were gonna put it all on this, and you kind of wanted to build this dream project, and you're not gonna be able to see that to fruition. I feel for you. So, I appreciate, like Hughes in the chat. I mean, that's pretty awesome for you to be here and watching and kind of commenting on what you can. But much appreciated what you guys have done. And yeah, I guess, man, like for me, I don't know, man. Like like I said, Miranda's was kind of my last hope for like the galagames ecosystem. So I'm just gonna see what happens, play it out. I'm probably gonna go a little bit like more low key. I'm not really interested in like a lot that's happening in the other side of Web3. I don't really follow the other games. So I'll be paying attention to that. And there is Legends Reborn. I do thoroughly enjoy that. I will be playing that with Shadowknyte and Khaos and the other people that play. Hopefully Dubstep comes around and starts playing with us, bring some people in there. But yeah, man, that's all I had to say.
How about you, Dubstep?
I think the previous team did a really great job giving us updates like pretty quickly. I know Jay Hughes was always like constantly putting out like updates every Friday, sometimes other days. And I really hope that this new Chilean team, like somebody in the team introduces themselves to the community or something and manages to get out, the updates to the community in the same frequency as the older team was doing it.
I 100% agree with that. That was the only team, well, one of the only teams that actually did weekly updates and announcements. The Walking Dead did do that for a while when the persistent playtest launched, but then they went radio silent for like months on end and had like one AMA every couple of months. Some of the other teams just go off the grid, like for example, Fortitude, then we have Legacy, then some of the other ones that there are quite a few. I don't want to mention all of them, but you
The guy
know,
at Legends used to be in the chat almost daily, and it has just been radio silence. I don't get any answers from my DMs. Like, it's just, communication is key. You're literally sitting on what could be the breakout title for Gala, and you're just squandering the opportunities. You've got such a thriving community there to help you achieve the goals, not just for your title, but for for the company. And they just need to do better.
I'm starting to notice a pattern there, Shadow. Like good information, radio silence, and then ta-da, something happens. But hopefully that doesn't happen to all of the titles or developers in Gala's ecosystem. For example, Echoes of Empire. It launched, there was a bit of communication, radio silence. We don't know what's happening there. Like, I don't want to go through all of the Gala games that are on the currently platform, if they're working or not. But yeah, you get the idea. What about you, CryptoView?
Well, I say let's hope everything works out fine. Like you say, I think the Chilean team might do something good, and I want to keep the hope alive. I'm already in this community for very long, and it's not. I think they should be more communicating. I think, and let's hope everything works out for the best for the community and the company. And decisions always are made, and people likes it. People like them. People don't like them. But there is nothing we can do. We just have to go with the flow. Just keep happy and keep going, and be careful. Just
You gotta stay positive, but we have
positive.
to.
Yes,
Yeah.
stay positive.
But you can only stay positive for like so many years, right? 2022, 2023, early 2024. We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see.
This is technically a new industry. Like nobody's like a lot of people are trying to still figuring this out. Like regulations in the United States are crazy. All these companies, some of them they don't show up. Like Gala's still around. They still showing up. They still talking to the community. Like yes, they had their downs and they had their ups. And you sometimes you see big vendors saying, yeah, we know we messed up sometimes, but who's perfect? So I don't know. Maybe they couldn't. I don't know. Maybe get like the community have like a secret meeting with some key members in the community before they make weird stuff. I don't know what the solution is. I just say stay positive and try to go with the flow and don't get everything so personal. Like I saw people like just dumping of it, all the NFTs, like, this is not gonna work. Just give them a chance. You're already in there. You already have a heart for it. Wait,
Well, another man's some man's trash is another man's treasure.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, quite literally in this space. And look too, man. Like I'm sorry to interrupt, but like if for the people watching, because right now it's like 28 people watching, right? Like you guys are probably core community members that are watching, and like thank you for sticking through this. But also if the opinions expressed here align with like your opinions and you want more people to hear this, like share this podcast, spread it out, clip it, do whatever you need to do if you agree with what we're saying. Cause we're 28 people are watching, but that's not enough to like kind of make change. And like, we're kind of just talking to our little bubble here. So like, we need your help to kind of like spread the word a bit as well. Like, subscribe, fucking share this to whoever needs to hear it, because like we have to come through as like a community and kind of express ourselves and let people know, hey man, this is what we really want, right? So like for those of you listening right now, just fucking hit that share button or send it out to somebody who needs to hear it. That's it.
Yeah, and Dr. Wook is saying like give the content creators like the bot money, but who's putting out those bots out there? We don't know. We don't know if he's Gala. We don't know if he's like you say somebody with a lot of founder notes like 8-bit. They had like a lot of music notes.
Yeah,
and putting some bots.
I got one music note. Well, I got two now. I'm not gonna lie.
Wookie with the $5. Give us the bot money. Good sir, I would like to know when the creator program is actually going live, because they made the creator Discord and then it went radio silent for like 2-3 months, and then I asked Bitbenders like, yeah, he's working on it. I was like, well, like, could you speed this process up? I know you're busy with like the hackathon and like the layer 1 and all that shit, but if you get the creators up and running, that's just gonna be good publicity for your overall ecosystem. Now, majority of the creators are in gaming. There's quite a lot of people that are in music and film as well. Just get that up and running and you will get quite a lot of, well, I'm not going to say positive or good vibes. That's what the bots are there for. But you'd get a lot of content on Gala out every now and again. But yeah, so I think this is a good time to wrap up the podcast. We'll go through from left to right where we can find you guys, your socials, and like your 1-minute outro. Starting with Shadow, off you go.
You can find me when I'm back, once Tome has been sorted out, at Shadowknyte on YouTube. I just want to say thanks again for Gala actually having me on to, showcase the game. I've got so much faith in the title, and just do the right thing.
Moving on to Khaos.
Next.
Oh yeah, me. All right, cool. Yo, it's your boy Khaos, aka Khaos Roll, aka Milkshake, aka Blue Magic. You can't find me in those handles, but you can find me on YouTube at Khaos Roll. I'm on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, Dion Collis, and Discord. You can get at me in the Discord. If you need any tips and tricks and advice for Legendary Born. I'm also on a content strike with Legendary Born. so they can balance tone. You know what I mean? Like I got my issues with some of the balancing with that game, so hopefully they can balance that soon, so I can get back into making some sick content for that game. But yeah, that's me. But yo, and thank you guys for coming on. Smilinmonster, thank you for doing this thing. Like this is sick. It's awesome. Can't wait to do another one.
Yeah, I'm 8-bit Tendies. You can find me anywhere at that handle. You can find me in the Discords causing a ruckus, some trouble expressing myself. I'm pretty surprised I haven't been banned actually, but I think that's because I'm a content creator. I'm also a gala music artist, so I don't think they want to ban one of their creators slash artists. So hit me up on there. I'm always playing Legends Reborn. I stream that. And if you want to check me out, I'm in the Gala Music and Gala Film Discords as Bobby Millette. That's my artist profile. I do drop music. I'm dropping something probably in May. So yeah, man, hit me up. I'm probably gonna, like I said, probably be a little bit more low key after this, and just kind of creeping through the discourse. But you could always hit me up. Thanks for having me on, man.
I would say I don't think you get banned not because of any of those links. It's because you approach it very sternly but fairly. You're not like saying like "F this," you're all jerks, right? You're just not taking any shit, being very factual, and you can't get banned for just spitting straight facts. Is my opinion. That would.
Yeah, man. I mean, look, man. I'm an adult, bro. I'm a 36-year-old adult, and we're playing in this little Discord Web3 world. I don't have the time to be like tiptoeing, right? I'm talking to adults here, so like I just say it as it is, right? And if I do get banned off of a Discord, who really cares, man? Like I don't survive off of this. I have a IRL job. I have things to do. So like I just say how it is, and like also like we spend a lot of money in this ecosystem, and so we have opinions and things that we need to voice at the same time. But yeah, I'm done, man. I'm good.
Dubstep?
Yeah. Well, you can find me on Discord or Twitter at DubstepRod, or on YouTube it's at DubstepRodYT. I see Smilinmonster has it on this title, so you could just click there if you want to watch. I'll usually be streaming Common Ground World competitions on Tuesday or Friday if you want to hang out, and I also got my own Discord. You can find an invite link to that on basically any of my videos. It's called the Dub Community if you want to come hang out, ask any questions, mostly about Common Ground World, but any questions you may have. We have a helpful community of people willing to help out. I'm willing to help out if I'm there, which I usually am. So yeah, you can find me anywhere there. And thank you, Smilin, for having me here. First time here. It was awesome.
CryptoView just went offline, but I'm pretty sure he's still in Discord. CryptoView, your 1 minute. What would you like to say?
Yeah, well, that's all I say before. Like, stay positive and let's hope for the things to get better. I think they have a big plan, and I hope they execute it the best way.
All right, sounds good. Sounds good. So that was episode 11 of Guardians of the Galaverse. It was a pretty long episode, streaming for a couple of hours. You can find majority of the links to all the people on the podcast in the description. I will update it at CryptoView's links as well as some of the other socials. As always, if you enjoyed the episode, make sure to smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, and you can turn on notification. You can turn on the notification bell. It is 1 o'clock here in the UK, so me, Shadow, and Khaos are like pretty knackered, bro. But yeah, turn on the notification bell so you know whenever the new episodes go live. We do post them in the Discord and the other community Discords to know that we are going live and talking about the Gala ecosystem. I will be trying to get more guests on the podcast as of the coming weeks. Wookie was also meant to be coming on this week's episode, but we switched it from Saturday to Friday, so he couldn't make that due to scheduling issues. But next week, hopefully it is Saturday, and if he's free, we can get him on and a couple of other people in the Gala ecosystem on as well. You never know, we might get up other people from outside the Gala ecosystem to get their viewpoints on like, yo, like you've heard of Gala Games. What do you think of Gala Games? Like from an outsider's perspective, what is this company or like organization look and feel like to you? But as always, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for everybody who has been chatting in YouTube, in Twitch, in X. Your support does mean quite a lot to all the creators and everybody here. And we will catch you next week. Peace.
Peace out, guys.
See ya.
Have a good one.
Peace.